think all cylinders are firing. Looks like it. Excellent. Hello, listeners, viewers. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for our return to Blade Runner, Episode 2 of Fiery Angels, Case Number 2 from Free League. I'm back. I am your host, your game runner, the great Unclean one, and I'm joined by our usual cast of detectives. As always, stop by the Facebook, YouTube, Spreaker, all that good stuff. Like, follow, subscribe. And if you want to support the show a little bit more, check us out over on Patreon. Without further ado, let us put it over to our detectives. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else interesting you want to tell the listeners. We will start it off with Kyle.
Hi, everybody. It's Kyle. I will be playing Silas Holbach. He is a human inspector. Super excited to be back in Blade Runner territory. Last episode ended with me being a little murderous, so we'll see how that gets resolved. As for other things, we are underway with recording the deathmatch tournament. We just finished Fight 3 of the first round, and it was probably the most entertaining so far. Also may have been one of the shortest. So it's just getting me more amped for the rest of the tournament. So yeah.
It was good times indeed. Good times indeed. Sorry, I'm just adjusting Kyle's camera here. I've got him kind of like incorrectly sized on the screen. Don't worry, you're fine. It's just the sizing is all messed up. Okay. We got Broke Babe. Yeah, sorry. Broke Babe is back joining us. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. And O'Dandrel, glad to see you. Actually, O'Dandrel was just in our recording for the Warhammer tournament, so he's already up and about. Yes. Had our
Congratulations, O'Dandrel.
Yeah, our overseas match was quite good. Quite good. Let's take it on over to Sean. How are you this fine evening?
Doing well. I'm Sean, and I'll be playing Garrick Johnson, the not-so-murderous person of the two who fired their weapons last week. So, very curious to see what's going to happen next. And we started our stream back up yesterday. Finally back playing more D&D every Friday now. So, yeah.
Sad day.
No, I had a lot of fun, so.
You don't have to lie, man. This is a safe place.
This is absolutely not a safe place. The way you abuse us here, Chris.
All I do is give out break OSHA regulations and give out your health information. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just, sending your information to different tax companies just for handouts, right?
Yeah. All right. Tyler, how you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. I'm Tyler. I play Violet Lee, a replicant doxy, who's just finished their baseline test and has no idea what just happened in the hall. So, very exciting. Waiting to see if this is it, if we won the game. It's just like, you walk out of the baseline test. You guys won. That's the end. Hope you guys enjoyed Blade Runner, Fiery Angels. Other than that, I'm excited to hear I know the Warhammer tournament's been in a long time in the making, and it sounds like you guys are off to a rip-roaring start and having a lot of fun with it already. So I can't wait to see some of the fan favorites that coexist from our campaign, like Kimura. So yeah.
Yeah, all six of our combatants so far, all six of our players have been fantastic and really creative. And it's going to be a listening experience whenever we get it released, folks. You're really going to enjoy it. And I think Kyle and I's our tandem, our twodom that we have going on is really getting better with every match. So it's becoming more natural. So It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Well, yeah, you and Sean will get to see it tomorrow when you guys do your match. So
the way long.
Yeah, good times.
At least that.
Frog, tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, they call me Frog. I'll be playing Hector Bantov. I haven't done too much since last week. I'm mostly just trying to finalize trades for the convention upcoming. I've got to swap a bunch of board games and stuff. That's my big event, I think. And just filling up the schedule with miscellaneous other nonsense. So that'll be fun.
You do love your trade day, that is for sure.
Yeah.
If I give you something, would you be able to try to hawk it for me?
I could try to. I think a lot of folks have locked, or because of the maths involved, at least the thing that I do has partially, been finalized. But I could give it a shot. There are trader guys all over the place.
Okay. So I've been slowly buying all the new stuff for the new edition of Hero Quest they released a couple years ago. And I accidentally bought the same expansion pack twice. I totally forgot I had already bought it, and I bought it a second time. So I have two of the same that I don't need. So.
Okay.
And that's it's a small box, like that big, so it's not like something huge you gotta load around.
Cool. Yeah. Could give it a shot.
Excellent.
I know a guy.
Cool. All right. Well, I am your host, the Great Unclean One. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are all, I imagine, pretty pumped, chomping at the bit for this, and we are ready to dive back in. So last week, we began case number 2, Fiery Angels. This is the second in the pre-generated modules that Free League has released for the game thus far, and we picked up right after the closing events of our previous case, Electric Dreams, and we kind of saw the fallout of that case and what each of our characters were doing after the case had closed. Some of them dealing with some of the emotional and or physical trauma that they had suffered at the end of that. Everybody trying to pick up the pieces of what the hell happened with the hit squad that attacked you guys, trying to get answers about that. Garrick coming clean about his side dealings with NPC number 1, and what else? Violet and her partner Sully have decided to try to adopt Sarah, the orphan of Lilith Tyrell, after the end of the last case. And almost everybody had a chance to make some extra connections through the various NPCs you guys met through the first case. Most of those went really well, except for Silas dealing with Skylar, the editor of Kill Magazine. That did not go too well. Went so well, in fact, that he lost promotion points because he got reported to by the chief again. And then we finally began. We had our baseline test for our 2 replicant players after all the things they went through in the first case that felt appropriate. And then we came back to the LAPD tower, where we saw Garrick interviewing a suspect by the name of Ellis Vale, who had been caught trying to break into the memory vaults over at Wallace Corp. And we'll switch this over to share some images here. So this is Ellis Vale right here. This is the man, pretty good-sized dude, fairly well-built, that Garrick had to interview. And you were running a Voight comp test on him to determine whether or not he was a replicant. You had gotten through 4 or 5 questions. Most of them you were starting to lean towards this guy was probably a replicant. And then on your last question, he broke out of the cuffs and attacked you. Meanwhile, hold on, my screen just got messed up again. What's going on here? Oh, sorry, folks. The cameras are fucked up on this side, too. I'll fix that while we talk. So, unfortunately, that led to some more nonsense, as, unfortunately, Silas was watching in the other room, luckily. Unfortunately, he opened fire, and eventually, to try to help Garrick. And unfortunately, the suspect ripped the door off the interrogation room and took off down the hall. And it was at that point that you chased him and proceeded to open fire. One of you used non-lethal rounds, while someone else decided to use lethal rounds and shot the poor innocent man in the back, killing him instantly with a critical, which I believed was a pierced heart.
Yeah.
Well, one, amazing shot, and two, the innocent. Come on now, let's not go. Let's not start.
Was clearly a rogue replicant,
Hey man,
intent on
Yeah.
mass murdering everybody in the station.
innocent until proven guilty, right? That's how it works here in LA?
I don't think it's
Well-
how it works in LA at this point.
I don't know if your eyes were working, but my eyes could prove that I just watched a door get ripped off his hinges, and he's starting some shit in the police station. So
That doesn't make him guilty of anything other than ripping a door off the hinges.
and attacking the officer.
Eh, sounds
That's a
like
pretty big one, I think.
Sounds like
I
some-
know,
some
no.
fake news, but whatever. All right, cameras are just about back and set. So that is where we will pick up as people are running and screaming in the halls as gunfire opened up there in the LAPD tower, and you now have a dead suspect, and the two of you are there, and eventually Violet and Hector, you guys hear the commotion and make your way up to the floor where this is going on, and that's where we'll start as the two of you kind of join the escapades, so to speak.
What the hell happened in here?
Ooh, well, that person was a suspect, potentially a replicant, running a test on him, and he ripped the door off its hinges and started running. Told him to stop, and he didn't. So he got shot.
Got retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silas is just standing there, hasn't responded to your question, and still has the gun outstretched, like how he was shooting it, and he's kind of just like blank.
Oh boy.
Did- Chris, we didn't necessarily know who this guy was, what he was being brought in for, or did we all know about it?
No, actually, it was last minute when Garrick got to the station. He was told, "Hey, we need you to interview this guy." Silas probably knew the most, but yeah, you two don't even know about this because you guys were off doing whatever.
Who was this guy, Garrick?
He was a worker at Wallace Corp, and he got detained when they found him trying to access highly classified data on one of their terminals. So he displayed unusual strength, is what they had said, and that's why they wanted us to run a void comp. Because he's not a registered replicant.
Did we?
Silas, you good? I'll just kind of push your gun down so it's not pointing at anyone in the hallway.
The moment you kind of touch him, he seems to snap out of it and puts it back in his holster.
Okay.
We should, let's get the chief down here.
Great, yeah, that will be a fun conversation for you. You can definitely ask him to come down here.
We've confirmed this person is a replicant. We know what series he is. Can we
No.
check his eyelids?
We actually haven't yet. I don't
We
believe.
did check, but
We
there was
do
nothing
that.
under his eyelids. I think was something that was one of the reasons they wanted the void comp, because there's no markings. But he was, during the conversation, he was definitely being marked as a replicant. He was definitely leading that way.
Chris, is there a way for me to be able to investigate and tell?
Give me a probably insight test. There. Dandra or Broke Babe, how's the cameras look? Is that good? Is the volume good too? Can you guys hear the music? Yeah, I think an insight test would be best here.
Here it comes.
The camera looks okay. I think they look good.
All right, good. Well, that's not a great start. All right, thanks.
Well, I'm not going to push it.
Yeah, you don't see markings. He has, when you check under his eye, or like the bottom of his retina, there is no serial number like there should be to scan.
Well, hopefully we can get some questions answered by an autopsy.
Yeah, that's definitely the next step.
All right, so what would you all like to do here?
Let's see.
I'll just see what I can assist with getting him brought down to the autopsy lab, or, I don't know if other officers are doing things or if it's just us. Yeah, he made a commotion leaving, so...
Oh, well, the LAPD is always hustling and bustling. So there's probably like a couple dozen people in this hallway, and most of them took cover.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to come out and see what the hell's going on, and, yeah.
Chris, with this guy, we have a name. Was the whole thing that, like, there's no information on him?
Let me check.
Because I think that would obviously be the next step, is to, like, put it in, like, get somebody on the wall and sort of do, a search, or, like...
Yeah, let me see.
Does it do facial recognition?
If there was anything else here. We did that. Just making sure I didn't miss any handouts I was supposed to give you. No. That's all you guys were given at this point. Very little information. So, well, as you guys are kind of deciding what to do and how to go about things, you all, are eventually called into the chief's office. And we're going to switch our scene here to the deputy chief's office. There we go. So, you guys have seen Holden before, obviously. We've actually got artwork this time that I can share. And I'm going to add him to your, what do you call it? Your case file thing. So you guys can actually see him. So, Holden, for those that may not be aware, is actually the officer we see in the first Blade Runner that's giving the original Voight cop test to Leon at the start. He gets shot. Well, he lives. He survives that. There's actually deleted scenes where you see him in the hospital, like hooked up to like basically Blade Runner's version of like an iron lung, where Deckard goes to visit him, and he kind of tells him some stuff about what's going on. Well, eventually, Holden moves his way up the ranks and becomes deputy chief of the Rep Detect unit. So he is basically in charge of all the Blade Runners. That's the unit in the department that you guys all belong to. At this point, he's in his like late 50s with a small gray mustache and graying hair. And he has a very raspy voice due to the fact that the injury suffered from Leon in the first film forced him to undergo surgery, and he got a synthetic lung. So he's actually got basically like not a cyborg, but that's the best way to think of it. He's got an artificial lung that causes him to like wheeze and rasp when he speaks. And although he probably shouldn't, he still smokes quite heavily, as all good detectives do. So we see him there sitting at his desk. the secretary that's outside his office, who her name changed a few times in the first session. I think it was Jenny at one point.
Becky.
Peggy, yeah, that's another good one. So she, tells you guys to go on inside, and when you enter the room, as usual, it is filled with a haze of smoke, and there is the chief sitting behind his desk. He's got his suit jacket hanging on the back of his chair. There's a ceiling fan lazily spinning, kind of moving the smoke around the room. There's actually someone else in here as well. You see another man that some of you would recognize as another Blade Runner. Silas, in particular, you know who this is. We'll get to that in a moment. Chief, as soon as you guys come in, he just goes, "Sit down."
Yep. Shut the door and sit down.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette, and he begins to speak. "Well, this is a fine mess you made. You were supposed to run an empathy test on him, not kill him. Now we have no idea what he did or who he really was. Dead men tell no tales, Silas. What do you got to say for yourselves?"
Silas would pipe up and be like, "Obviously, Chief, it was me. No one else was, Garrick, it was too quick, The other two were, weren't you taking your test? So, Garrick, it was too quick for Garrick to even react, so it's all on me."
He just looks at you, he's like, "And why did you kill him?"
Silas would sigh.
"Did you all of a sudden
Chief,
forget how your blaster works?"
"Chief, you should have seen it. He ripped the door off, and I thought he was going to attack Garrick, so I just acted quick."
"Then you use the stun feature. You remember that? It's got 3 firing modes. 1, 2, and 3. 1 for lethal, 2 for not lethal. You, of all people, should know that."
Yeah, Silas kind of knows he's cooked.
He just smashes his cigarette into the ashtray, angrily, turns it, and then starts to light another one. I need you to please give me a manipulation test at disadvantage.
Shit.
Good luck, buddy. We can never make this man happy.
Nope.
Sean, you can make one at advantage.
Okay.
All right.
A 2.
I can't push at disadvantage?
Yeah, you can push, but it only re-rolls the 1 dice.
I mean, I got a 0.
Oops, you're right. Sorry about that, O'Dandrel. I'll fix that. That's an easy fix. Oops. Keep going.
Oh, well, it's famous last words. How could it get any worse?
Okay, we'll
See?
So close.
So close. That's not bad. Okay. So, Garrick, it looks like the chief believes the story and doesn't put any blame on you, although he is a little pissed that you weren't able to subdue the guy. But he does obviously come down pretty hard on Silas, especially for being the most veteran in the group. So, Silas, you're going to lose another promotion point.
Shit, fuck.
Be careful, man. You're gonna be dog catcher.
Bro, yeah, man.
You've been promoted to citizen. Please give me your badge.
Super citizen.
I'm gonna have to switch out with my sister as a PC.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, she gets promoted. Yeah.
She overcomes an addiction and fucking becomes the main character.
What a story it would be.
Well, while this is going on, the other guy in the room has lit up a cigarette, and he's just kind of leaning against one of the filing cabinets to the side of the room, and he's got a bit of a grin on his face, like he's been through this, or he's getting some sort of amusement out of it. Either way, the man you see is wearing a typical long, trench coat duster jacket, like a dark brown, and it's got a high collar popped up. He's got a white dress shirt underneath that's unbuttoned, with a loose tie, kind of the way Garrick kind of dresses. And you guys can tell he's older, probably in his 50s-ish, probably around the same age as Holden, maybe a little younger. He's got a bit of a short beard and goatee, maybe a little bit less than I have, but it's obviously intentional. It's not just because he hasn't shaved. But all of his facial hair is very gray, and it kind of runs gray up to the sideburns, but his hair is still kind of like a dirty brownish black, and he's got a little bit of bangs that hang kind of sporadically over his forehead. Otherwise, this is the man that you see. And Silas, you know who this is. Garrick, you probably do as well. But replicants, if you guys want to give me I would say, let me check a character sheet here. Either connections or insight.
Yeah, I'll throw connections in here.
Nice roll, and our rolls are working tonight. That's good. Okay. So you all recognize this is the legendary Blade Runner Ray McCoy, who has been active on the force for over 20 years. He started right around the time, I believe, of the first film. And fun side note, he is the main character in the Blade Runner PC game from back in I think it was the 90s.
Oh, 96, yeah.
Yeah. And that game has been re-released, although I heard the re-release didn't go as well as it should have. But that is who this guy is, Ray McCoy. Ray McCoy. Ray McCoy. So he's kind of smiling and getting a kick out of this, and then Holden begins speaking again. Now, you might be wondering why the Rep Detect unit cares so much about a dead service tech at Wallace Corp. Any ever heard of bootleg replicants before? Silas, you have. The others, feel free to answer that the way you wish.
Sure.
Not familiar.
No, not surprising. It's pretty rare. We get a couple cases over the years, but long story short, black market outfits using stolen tech, usually from Tyrell Corporation. Once the bankruptcy happened and all that, it was a bit of a free-fall before Wallace Corp came in. Anyway, these places use stolen tech to make their own breed of skin jobs, unregistered. It's rare, but it does happen. Now, some unsavory clients prefer using these black market bootlegs over the Wallace N9s. Needless to say, Wallace is not happy about that. They are very protective of their monopoly, and they don't like spies. Now, they're breathing down my neck, which means they're breathing down your neck. You've been down this route before, right, Silas?
Yeah, Chief, I getcha.
So, Mr. Vale here was a bootleg. He's probably not the only one. Replicants come in batches. Wallace wants them found, caught, or retired, along with whoever produced them. That doesn't mean retire who produced them. Do I make that straight? You catch them. The replicants, you bring them in, or you take them down. Fast. Any questions?
Sounds good, Chief.
I won't even bring my lethal rounds.
Not to speak out of turn, Chief, but I know I don't understand some of the decisions leadership makes but I feel like I would be uniquely qualified to help out in an interrogation of this nature. Perhaps in the future, it would be prudent to include another one of the party to help with this sort of thing. Me, I suppose myself in particular.
He kind of looks you up and down. You're not sure if he's appalled that you're suggesting this or impressed that you have the balls to bring it up. And he looks to Garrick and he says, "Next time you run a void cop, bring him along. Show him how it works.
Okay.
We got the N9s here for a reason. Might as well use them." Looks like he's about to say something else, and then McCoy I'm sorry. Yeah, so do you guys have any questions you ask him at any point after he gives you those instructions?
I would kind of ask what other leads do we have, or where should we start? You know, out of game, I'm not looking forward to going back to Wallace Corp.
Well, the bootlegs aren't obedient like UN9s. And he nods to the two of you. So I brought McCoy in here to help on the case. He's going to advise. We took down the last of the N6s back in the day. And McCoy gives a sly grin to that. And you realize he's got some sort of special cigarette because the smoke that he exhales has like a blue tint to it. And then he begins to speak. These bootleg skin jobs are attack dogs without a leash, capable of anything. This is old school. And then Holden continues. As usual, you guys play this however you like. I'm putting the four of you on a team again. You did okay last time the four of you were together. Yeah, perhaps a little less collateral damage. And no more fucking issues from Kill Magazine. And he's looking right at you again, Silas.
Yeah, man, he's fucking whipped. He knows. He is.
I swear to whatever god you worship, if there is one more article from that asshole Skylar, your pay's getting docked next time too. Capiche?
I guarantee you, I'm
Shut the
staying far
fuck
away
up!
from.
Shut the fuck up! Violet, as you so kindly inquired, you guys go about whatever connections you have on the street. Something like this, it's going to be a lot of legwork. It's going to be a lot of old school detective work. Talk to the people you know, see if someone knows about a rumor. There's always stuff like this out there to find. You can go visit our friend down in the morgue. Maybe Coco can pick something up that you so kindly decided not to investigate before you blew the guy's brains out. And, Violet, I know you don't want to go back to Wallace Corp, but that's exactly where at least one of you is going, because Quell is waiting. And unlike last time, you better not leave her waiting. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Nope.
And then he clicks something on his desk, like a button. He's like, oh, and here, take this. And you guys can see he uploads something to your Kias, which is another handout for your case files here. Handout... Is this it? He goes, here. This is Mr. Vale's file. It's all we've got. It's not much, but might be something helpful in here for you. And so you guys get one of these that show his fingerprints on file along with his mugshot and then some other information about him. right. Well, if there's no other questions, skadoot.
Yeah.
Away we go.
Yep. Okay.
And you see McCoy actually nods to the chief and follows you guys out and then makes his way out into the hallway.
Well, I vote Violet, and I don't have to go to Wallace Corp this time.
Yeah, don't want to keep Quell waiting. So you can go there and she can ask you why you haven't solved the case yet. Real helpful.
Yes.
Look, I'm not afraid of the bitch. I'll go there. I just got nothing good to say to her. And I figure maybe we should keep our problems to a minimum right now.
Be a good idea.
Is this like that meme? First time?
Oh, you going to Quell's? First time? Oh, good luck, bud. So, looking at this guy's file, it says he was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. The dude was ripping doors off their hinges.
Yeah, that's muscular dystrophy, don't you know?
Oh. No, it's usually called Superman syndrome. Where
You're thinking of muscular dystrophy.
Ah, yeah, that's what I was beating me to it, Kyle.
Zing.
You lose another promotion point.
Tyler was gonna do it. Fuck.
And he
You're
one
just
back.
letting-
You called him Silas again.
No, the chief did that one on purpose.
Oh, he was just being dick.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What
We're
a
gonna
jerk.
We're gonna let you keep stepping on all the rakes, Kyle.
I love a good Simpsons reference. Well done. You can have your promotion point back.
Yeah. Well, with Silas would like, well, I don't see any point. Should exact me, and I'm not exactly built for the one-on-one conversations.
You are the senior officer.
Who's our talker? Garrick, or
Hector might.
I think probably. Empathy is my highest stat, but like manipulation is a C for me.
It's everyone except you, I think is the answer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have high empathy. I just, the
He just does not like
the relation. Yeah, well, I don't think she likes me either. So
Fair.
it's like if Silas went back to the fucking Kill magazine. You know what I mean? Like, what's he gonna
I
do there
getcha.
but cause trouble? But
I get you.
I mean, let's talk to Roy for a minute and just ask him, or at least I would ask him what else he knows about the case or what his experience is aside, that he can tell us.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you guys are discussing this, Roy just starts walking down the hallway away from you guys. For all of you that passed your tests, you've heard of this guy before. You know the basics. He's been on the force for a long time. Did someone have 2 successes on that test?
I did.
Okay. And Silas, you would know this because you've been around long enough. McCoy has a reputation, especially being an old school Blade Runner, for having pretty brutal methods when it came to dealing with replicants. Definitely the type that would retire first and ask questions later. You would know that with the way things have changed since the N9s came out, he probably has a bit of a hard time adapting, but he does have a pretty good service record as far as solving cases, and because he's been on the force for such a long time, he probably has an extensive network of connections throughout the city as far as people that he can, question and try to get rumors and things from. But he's been around for a long time, and he's been in some major cases. And, the stories are that him and Holden were indeed some of the Blade Runners that hunted down the last N6s. And supposedly, there are no N6s left. There shouldn't be, because they had limited lifespans, but, they basically worked that until supposedly all of them were either expired or retired. So, but yeah, he's like halfway down the hall as you guys are sitting here discussing this. Got his hands in his pocket, his collar popped up.
Silas would turn to everybody and say, Hector, follow up at the Corp, Wallace Corp. Shit. Garrick, head down to the coroner and see what we can find out with the body. Violet, come with me. And Silas would take off after McCoy and call his name.
Okay.
Try and get him to stop.
Yeah, he stops, turns, his head over his shoulder. He says, "Rough day, Holbach?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we all been there.
I mean, yeah. Well, look, it's not often that you get placed on a case with other people, so what can you tell us? What do you ended up doing?
Well, you know how it is. The chief, another big case. Chief figured I can kind of do more of an advisory role on this. Help corral the youth, so to speak. If you ask me, he did us a favor, icing him. If what you guys say is true, I mean, ripped the door off the wall. Obviously a replicant, so no harm, no foul. But, I'm not the chief, so I guess my opinion doesn't really matter all too much.
Well, I appreciate it anyway. Look, do you know anything? Have you heard anything on the street where we can start with this bootleg stuff? I to be honest, we haven't had much of that around here.
Well, my experience has come from all over the place. The usual suspects and the not so usual. So, I haven't actually, I just got called in to start this as well, so I'm not much ahead of this than you guys are. So, I'll do a little digging, and, maybe I can give you a friendly word of advice here and there if you need it. But, you know me, I like to work alone, so I'll be doing my thing, you do your thing, and we'll compare notes later.
I get you. Just, we're here, so don't just get in over your head. We kind of had a situation like that last case, so, we're around and we're useful.
He's like, I know. I read the case files. Sometimes.
Well, watch it out there.
He gives you a nod. And then he turns around and continues walking down the hall.
Anybody else?
That's all I was going to say to him.
Well, if you guys are free,
Alright.
maybe you want to check
Where's-
out Vale's house or known address.
Well, he also mentioned we should check in with our, connections too, but we could go to Vale's house. There's some worthwhile there.
Yeah, Silas really doesn't have any connections worth.
It's more, unfortunately, it's more you guys have the connections to check in with, so.
Mhm. And I mean, like, the Silas suggestion was a suggestion, so if you guys have something else that you'd want to do.
Well, I think someone should check in with Styles. He seems like he would, if anyone would know something. Maybe we should pivot, have someone check in with Styles for the first shift.
Maybe,
I mean, I can go down to the morgue and instead, or sorry, who was Frog? You had Styles connection, right?
I do. I think that makes sense. He's got like unfit for off-world duty, multiple applications for made like to go off-world, so that's sensible. I guess I want
Keep in
pull
mind
Garrick or
that-
whoever is going
that-
down.
Keep in mind that you guys don't necessarily
Yeah,
know that
nobody
he
knows.
has Styles as a connection. He kind of kept
Oh.
that on the DL.
Got it.
Okay.
Because keep in mind, you guys don't always work on cases together. You've had probably at least a handful of cases, in a month's time, probably a few cases here and there where you've worked on your own, or maybe with other Blade Runners, or maybe only with one person in this group. So, but you all know that typically throughout your investigation as an officer, or your career, you'll start to, gather people on the streets that you can kind of turn towards, through the investigation. So, you guys probably don't necessarily know who each of your connections are. I'd say the only one that might be universal, is because you guys all know about it, you guys all talked about him, was Doc Badger. But it was only Hector that actually went and visited him, and so he had a chance to kind of build a relationship with him. None of you have actually talked to that guy before in person, but you all know of him.
Right.
And I did give you guys the rules reference that I made, right, in the custom folder in the journals. That's got the list for the
yes.
If you need to do any LAPD resources, their promotion point costs and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in the custom and then in rules reference.
Yeah. All the rules are here for the game, but that'll probably be one you guys will need to go back to, and then the combat list as well for actions. So what's it going to be? Who's going where?
So Silas would look to Hector and ask, Hector, would you mind going to the Wallace Corp and following up with Quell? It seems like everybody else here is not exactly excited to go over there.
It's understandable. I suppose I shall. We don't really have anything to update them with, so I'll plan to take my time getting over there. Update me if you come across anything while I'm in transit. Whoever, and I look over to Garrick, like if you're heading down to speak to the coroner, I think I've been looking over the Ellis's file here. I suppose this is just a fabrication, but I'm a little confused as to where the birth date came from, and if there's any, I don't know, information on what's that, if this is a bootleg replicant, what sort of sense that makes. And again, as his last known address is here, so one of y'all should check that out as well. I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, my thought was you follow up at Wallace Corp. Garrick heads down to the coroner, and Violet and I take a look at this known address.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
All right. Well, why don't we start with whoever's going to go down to the crime lab, since that is here at the tower.
Yeah.
Whoops, that is the wrong map. Sorry. There we go. Good old Coco and that cat whose name escapes me at the moment.
Yeah, can't see.
It's a biscuits.
Biscuits, yes. Oh, look at you. All right. So, let me...
Option point.
I was about to, but since 1 point in this game actually is a big deal, sorry, no. If you can,
I lose one.
If you can befriend and somehow pet the cat, maybe you can gain one.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Turkey.
So who's going down there? Garrick?
Yeah.
All right. So Garrick, you make your way downstairs to the floor where the morgue is at, the RIT crime lab, which is the Replicant Intelligence and Technology Division of the LAPD. So you guys have been here before, obviously. We saw it last time in the first case, but this acts as both the morgue, the crime lab, and like a medical facility where replicants can come to get repairs, quote unquote. And also, if you guys need medical services, they'll do it here for the Blade Runners as well. And as usual, we are going to see our good friend Coco, the chief medical examiner. We will add him to your case file here. will recognize him from 2049 if you've seen that film. Unfortunately, I do not recall the actor's name, but a fairly frail, kind of squirrely-looking Caucasian male, very close-shaved head, no facial hair, kind of a doughy-looking face. But he's always dressed for the job here. He usually has a white dress shirt with a black tie underneath his kind of brownish raincoat gown that they use here. And, if he's actually working on something in the lab, he'll have gloves on. Otherwise, he's usually at a terminal, entering things. And as usual, you see Biscuits, the cat, the Animoid cat, over in the corner, kind of lounging. She's currently sitting up and watching you very closely as you come in. And you see Coco looks like he's working on some paperwork at his desk when you arrive.
Okay. Hey, Coco.
Ah, Garrick. Good to see you.
You as well. How are things down here?
Oh, busy as always. Isn't that right, Biscuits? And she gives out a little meow. He says, I take it you're here to visit our new friend?
Yeah. Obviously, when you're able to, you can find out anything about him that'd help. I have some kind of concerns about a medical file he was listed.
Of course. Well, I've already got him on the schedule for today, so probably within a few hours we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Maybe within the first shift of the investigation that'll happen.
Well, that's good.
But he's like, yes, it'll. We're getting him prepped, and as soon as I have a tech ready, we'll get on it. But free to take a preliminary look if you so desire. And he gets up, he puts down his pen, and leads you over into one of the many, many rooms where they have the metal tables for doing an autopsy and things like that. And you see him there. He's obviously still dressed. He hasn't been stripped down like they usually are. And he's there on the table.
Okay. I guess, can I check his pockets? I'll put on gloves, like a pat down, see if I feel anything in his pockets, anything.
Give me a observation roll, please.
Observation. Not bad. Didn't roll well. Guess we'll push. There we go. Nope, no success.
Yeah, just checking to see if there's anything. No, he's got nothing on him.
Okay. Right. I guess just kind of check his body, because with muscular dystrophy, you would have very weak small muscles because they're atrophying. I assume it's kind of
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
if you'd like, give me a manipulation roll, because you know that Coco's very particular about things. He's always willing to help, but he does follow procedure pretty strictly here. And you know that you would want to ask him before you start doing a physical examination.
Okay, then I will push. Really? Okay. 4 rolls in a row and just not working. Nope. Okay. Coco, can we maybe get him out of this attire? See if he has any markings.
He looks a little annoyed. Obviously, you're kind of interrupting his flow here. But he says, you can take a quick glance. You can open his shirt, but I don't want to disturb things. You have a procedure here to follow.
Okay. Yeah. guess I just do a quick glance under the shirt. But...
Yeah, you don't see anything worthwhile.
Is he wearing any, like, noticeable jewelry or
Nope.
things? No? Okay. All right. Great. Yes.
As a matter of fact, when you open the shirt, all that you really see is the gaping wound in his chest from being shot in the back.
Wow. It's a damn good shot. Jeez.
Obviously.
All right. Yeah, just I guess let me know once the autopsy's been complete.
Of course.
Yeah. Right. Want me to grab you a coffee or anything? I'm gonna be stuck here maybe for a little while, so.
Of course. Coffee would be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
This says, anything I should know about him? For my files, for my notes?
Possibly a replicant, possibly a bootleg, maybe. It's The file we have on him says muscular dystrophy. He was trying to get off world, but he ripped the door off its hinges. After pretty much failing the void comp test I was giving him. Picked me up and just threw me across the room like it was nothing. So.
Well, he's clearly the size to do that, but if you're saying muscular dystrophy,
Yeah.
this isn't the same person for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't match. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That'll be helpful.
Yeah. Do I see anything like along the face or neck that would kind of maybe like a scar or anything that would denote like he had his face altered?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't see like any scars or anything, other than the blood stain from being shot in the back.
Yes, on his chest and back, nowhere near the face.
Explosion of blood. You know how powerful a blaster is?
Yeah, but it usually goes like the direction of the bullet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere in the police station, Silas smiles to himself.
Another one bites the dust.
It's a great shot.
Yeah. So I'll just go grab that coffee for him, and then I guess that's what Garrick does. Like, does that take up my whole shift? If it does, I mean, that's fine.
I suppose you could visit the mainframe or the Esper wall. I'll let you do that if you want. Normally, you have to do those in separate things, but it is pretty fast here. So,
yeah, the mainframe would be like a tech.
I believe so. You have to check. Let's see on the thing.
It's rough. I got a D10 for my base, but a D6 for tech.
You get advantage when you use the mainframe, though.
Oh, okay.
On all tech rolls.
That's interesting. All right. I mean, yeah, I could do that. I'll just phone everyone else and just let them know. Like, hey, yeah, checked in with Coco.
So that you can access non-classified data on the mainframe remotely with your Kia, or you can spend a shift on site and you get advantage on the tech roll. If you want to do classified data, then you have to be here in person and spend a promotion point in order to gain access.
Okay.
And that gives you you have to use connections for classified data. And then the Esper wall, you can do connections or tech, but that also takes a promotion point.
Okay. Do I have promotion points as that?
Remember, you guys can pool promotion points for access to any of this.
Right.
That's actually in the rules. So.
Okay. I think I'll hold off on those for now because we don't really have like a lot of information to look into using the Esper wall. or the mainframe, I don't think.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll let them all know kind of like what I found. He's going to do the autopsy, as soon as he can. I couldn't find any distinguishing features, tattoos, or anything that would show him as part of some group.
Okay.
So, yeah, Coco did find it weird that he is listed with muscular dystrophy and he's, throwing people across rooms and ripping doors. So, we'll see what we get.
All right. Okay. Silas and Violet, you were going to his address, and then Hector is going to Wallace Corp, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I think we will switch it on over to Wallace Corporation. Let me see here. Nope, we don't need that. Well, I guess we can actually.
Garrick, I would just say while we're on the phone, while you report that that ID could just be fake. That could all be a lie. You couldn't have those conditions. Maybe they make fake IDs with fake things to hide that they're replicants on there. If they see, oh, he's got muscular dystrophy, they might think he's not a replicant.
Right. I would assume it would have to go through some kind of medical doctor, and they'd have to sign off on it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. There's a doctor, right?
Well, he was made illegally. I imagine the ID would be easier to make, but I'm just spitballing. That's all.
Sure.
Whoa. Trippy. Hold on, I'm just, there's a setting I have to change in the thing here in a moment. My goodness. 1 second here, I gotta change a setting here in Foundry. They added this new thing in Foundry where when you move your token rotates the direction you're moving. And it's fucking stupid, because half the time you have circular tokens. Why would you want it to rotate?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and I forget.
Yeah, I've been not enjoying that update.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. Here, is this it? Yes. Let me see if that does it.
What?
This might reload us.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, folks. Let me just check that really quick. I don't like the way they've changed the navigation bar either. No, it's still doing it. Alright, let me check one more place. If not, we'll just deal with this later. Fuck it. Let's not waste time with this. Deal with it later. Okay, well, we will switch it on over to her office. Okay. All right. What is going on over here? Okay. All right, there we go. You guys see that?
We cannot, or at least
Nope.
I cannot.
No token.
No.
Can't see shit, Captain.
It is showing up on the thing here.
I hear music.
Oh, that's why it's got the vision for some reason. Boom. Going up.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
All right.
Ugh.
So, Hector, you hop in your spinner and head over to Wallace Corporation, where you go. You have to, let them know you're showing up. Then, they grant you some permissions to enter You land in this massive, like, underground parking garage, indoor parking garage they have. And then you are met by a very bald, hairless clerk, which we would recognize from the last case. Not sure if it's the same person or a duplicate or a line of replicant, but he welcomes you, says, just right this way. Quell is waiting for you. And we're going to add her to everyone's case file, and we're going to share her amazing artwork. Just so you... Oh, there it is. We love it. NPC of the year right there, folks.
The best character in any of the games we've ever played, easily.
She is pretty awesome.
You can tell she's terrible from her art. Just look at her. Look at her flared nostrils and her furrowed brow and her pursed lips. You just want to slap her.
Wow, the hate is real.
I respect women on this podcast, so obviously I would never do anything like that.
All right.
I'm playing a woman, so I get a pass.
Oh, it's okay then. Yeah, that tracks.
So he leads you through many halls, dark halls that are kind of lit with this golden hue of light. There's many areas where you can either see water like running down the walls like a little waterfall, or even like water that lines the side of the walkway that you're on, like you're almost like you're walking like a bridge or a path through water. And other times you can just see that there's a reflection or ripple of water through shadows on the walls, but you can't actually see where the water is located. And eventually you come to a set of double doors, which he lets you through, and you find yourself inside a fairly spacious office. Off to the right are two massive armchairs with a very nice table between them. And on the wall opposite of you, there's like credenzas up against the walls. Nice drink cabinet as well. And then it's kind of like a raised platform that is maybe about a step or two high, and her desk, this massive desk, is there as well. And you see standing in the room is a woman with kind of olive-colored skin, perhaps kind of indicating Latino or Spanish descent, Italian maybe. She's got dark brown hair that's pulled back in a tight bun, kind of lightly eyeshadow around her eyes, and just a tiny little mole on her face. Very nicely dressed. She's wearing a very nice black business attire, obviously very expensive. And when you come in, she is standing in front of a desk. She's got her hands clasped in front of her, waiting for you. And just like the rest of what you've gone through so far, this room has this like kind of pale golden light and shadows of water that are kind of hard to tell where they're coming from. And she greets you. Detective Bantov, we finally meet in person. I'm so very happy for you to be here.
Yes, I wish it was under better circumstances. I was told that a break-in occurred at Wallace Corp recently.
Indeed. Well, first off, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate the timely manner in which you've arrived. Though I must ask, where's Detective Johnson? Quite enjoyed our previous conversations.
Oh. Well, I think we've decided to split things up, and I've been determined to be perhaps the most charismatic of the crew, and might be able to be a more pleasant conversation partner for today, at least.
She frowns a bit at that. I suppose we'll have to see. So, what can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to come in to essentially update you on, or make sure that you're happy with our communications, and we hope to work hand in hand in this investigation, as Wallace Corp has sort of been the initial victim of our rogue person, and I was hoping if you had any other information. It sounds like, based on what Chief Holden has told me, you folks have been made aware of the basics of the situation. But if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask as we really dive into this investigation.
Give me a manipulation test, please.
Got myself in the folder here. Alright, there it is.
God
Oh, big
damn.
one.
Do you want to push that?
I don't.
Wow.
Brother,
Get
what?
4 successes.
Holy
That is
shit.
as
Vegas.
good as you can do there. I stand corrected. Perhaps you are the right choice. You're off to a good start. Let's keep it that way. Well, I'm glad someone here understands the seriousness of the situation. I do have one question before we begin. How goes the interrogation with Mr. Vale? Were you able to find anything out as to why he was snooping around?
He hasn't said anything from, at least in regards to this break-in, and
You're you beautiful bastard.
as it were, our coroner is attempting to find more information based on, I guess, what he can dig up.
She raises an eyebrow. Coroner? Is your coroner doing the interrogation?
Well, circumstances at the precinct, the man became very violent, and
You see, she
went on a
rolls her
rampage.
eyes so hard. He's dead, isn't he?
He is dead.
And who was the trigger-happy detective that thought that was a good idea?
An investigation is underway.
She narrows her eyes. They are digging into you like daggers right now. She doesn't say anything. She's just looking at you, waiting for what you have to say next.
I was not present, but I did have a question similar to yours. Regarding the break-in, do you have any idea, like, which files or where he was perhaps trying to access? It seems completely out of character for he's like rifling through the Kia like a tech.
Her eyes narrow less, and she kind of regains her posture. She's not looming over you so much. And she says, "Drink." And she kind of turns towards the liquor cabinet behind her.
Thank you. No. Not while I'm on duty.
She gives you almost like a grin. Just the corner of her mouth, just ever so slightly. Very well. And then she walks around to her desk behind it. She's pressing a few buttons on the desk. You can see it's this clear, it looks almost black. But you can tell it's a digital screen that makes up the top of the desk as well. And as she starts pressing it, you can see some things lighting to life. And she's clearly pulling some information up. And she says, "No, really a completely unremarkable service technician. Spotless work record. No disciplinary data, no incidents, no reports. Not so much as a complaint from another disgruntled employee." She's tapping on the table as she gets obviously a little flustered with that. Mr. Vale was approached by our security team in the memory vault, an area of which he had no current task assigned, but was able to enter using his security clearance. When the guards confronted him, he reacted violently. It took half a team to bring him down.
I see. And his history, that's all from his employment date of November 12th, 2031?
She looks down at the record. Yes.
And this birth date is from his initial application at that time?
She looks again. Yes. Correct.
Interesting.
Why do you ask?
We're just checking down leads, so any discrepancies in records or aberrations could lead us to sort of the source of this bootleg replicant, which is the working theory, I think, until we get proper autopsy.
You think he's a bootleg replicant?
Yes. His incredible strength would imply that, or no normal human would be able to tear the door off of our interrogation room and rough up a squad of detectives unarmed, and no markings of any kind have yet to be found on him.
Give me another manipulation test, please. You can have advantage here because you rolled perfectly on your last roll.
Nice. Alright, here we go.
Oh, sorry, folks. My camera got all fucked up. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. She says, "Good. I'm glad you're looking into that angle. I suspected as much as well. And if he is indeed a replicant, as I'm sure you're well aware, that is a threat to the entire replicant industry, and of course, by extension, a threat to the Wallace Corporation. These bootlegs can be quite a problem. Could undermine everything that we've done, everything that Mr. Wallace has worked towards, simply because a few unscrupulous individuals have their hands on things they should not." Then she kind of crosses her arms, she kind of leans back, she says, "The guards found a memory sphere drive on Mr. Vale, clearly stolen from the memory vault. If you'd like, we can take a look. See what was on it."
Oh, thank you. That would be very helpful.
She nods, and she walks past you. You can tell she has a bit of a saunter to her. Not super, like, sexual or, like, overly in your face, but she does have a very slight sway of the hips that would probably catch someone's eyes. And she says, follow me. She leads you through several more hallways until you get to where the actual memory vault is, which, do I have a picture of that here? No, I do not. But basically, when she brings you there, it's this huge room. It's so big you can't even see the other side of it. And it's basically just kind of set up like bookshelves. But these bookshelves are like data servers, and they're drawers that you can open up, kind of like in 2049 when Kay goes to meet Love, and the drawer comes out, and you can take out either a disc or a tape, or in this case the memory sphere, and then go put it into a device that shows it. And you go past the desk where the clerk is at, and he just nods to her and doesn't say anything, and she leads you, past several rows, and eventually to one that she opens up, and she brings it over to the device where she places the sphere in the machine, and it is an old audio recording. It looks like there might have been an actual video memory here to watch, but it's very degraded, and you really can't tell much of it. It looks like that is pretty much useless. But the audio file does work, and that's pretty clear. It's a little old. You can tell it's older because of its quality, but you can hear everything pretty well. And it begins, and one of the first things you hear is there's a wasp crawling on your arm. What do you do? And that you hear a male asking those questions. And then you hear a female responding, and the male continues to ask a series of questions, and you realize you are listening to someone obviously running a Voight comp test on someone. And as she's pulling up more information, she confirms this, and she says, a Blade Runner running a Voight comp test. A one Rick Deckard, 2019. This is pre-blackout. And then she clicks a few more things, and you see kind of a playful grin comes over her face, and she almost laughs to herself.
I can't say I've ever had the privilege of meeting a Rick Deckard.
Oh, it's not that. It's the replicant that he's interviewing. A woman by the name of Rachel. She was Eldon Tyrell's personal project. Right hand, assistant, whatever you want to call it. Specially designed. Or so they say. And, it goes on for quite some time. And basically the gist of it is that you can tell that Eldon Tyrell was obviously kind of showing her off to Deckard, and basically being like, here's my newest model, my newest project, and she's indistinguishable. You'll never be able to figure out that she's a replicant. And it takes him I think 80 something questions, but eventually he's like, yeah, I can tell she's a replicant. But it takes a while, way longer than a typical Voight comp test used to be able to. So you can tell at the time, probably pretty sophisticated model of replicant.
Interesting. I don't suppose he attempted to destroy any records, just found this on his person?
Correct. Not sure what significance it has, but there you have it.
Certainly one to think about. Well, thank you again. I don't suppose you have any other information on. You say this is Eldon's. Well, Eldon's assistant pre-blackout. You don't have any other records on Rachel?
No. All I know is that Mr. Tyrell had her specially created. Not sure why. Probably a next attempt to move on to the next model of replicant and improve on what he had already had, but well, sadly his death put an end to that. Not sure what happened to Rachel. I've heard different stories. But if she was even a prototype of the N6, chances are she's gone. I highly doubt Tyrell had discovered the manner in which to increase their lifespan.
I wonder what he would be trying to protect then. Oh well. I suppose we'll be working to uncover that in the coming days. I don't believe I have any other questions for you, but I can keep you updated with any progress that we make.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Anything else before I go? There's a lot of questions that I need to ask around town.
Unless you have any other questions for me, I suppose not.
Very well then. Farewell, and enjoy your afternoon.
And as you leave, she says, "Detective, do you enjoy your job?"
As a Blade Runner? It's a mixed bag.
Do be sure to give Garrick my regards.
And Hector kind of narrows his eyes and says, certainly.
And that clerk, returns from, out of nowhere when you exit the room, and he escorts you back to the garage and your waiting spinner.
Alright. I'm gonna scoot on then.
All right. God, I love Quill. He's so cool.
Just the fucking best character, man.
Well, we're almost at our halfway point, so why don't we take our break here before we dive into the next scene. We'll grab our drinks and a quick break here, and then we will be back. So I'm going to switch this. Let's see if I can do this correctly here, folks. I'll line up the break screen, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And turn off studio mode. All right, we are back. Lone Gunman, first time chat. I'm pretty sure we've seen you in chat before, though. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
And some guy named Redbeard Kyle. I wonder who that could be.
Oh, who the fuck is
What?
that?
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
ah.
So, you guys make your way into your spinners, heading over the rain-soaked streets of LA. flying over to Mr. Ellis Vale's listed address on that file. What does it say again for his address?
1 second.
Whoops, sorry, super loud. My mistake.
Yukon Hotel, 1187 Hunter Wasser Street, Sector 5.
Thanks.
Canada.
All right. So you make your way there, landing outside the hotel. I have a couple handouts here I'm going to give to you guys. The first is basically kind of like what this looks like, and I'm going to show this so everybody can see. This way you can at least see the layout of the hotel there. Tall building, couple stories. It's obviously old. When you guys get there, you can tell this is a old building with this kind of Wild West style Yukon sign at the top. It almost looks, in the picture, it kind of looks like the Ghostbusters firehouse, like it's like tall like that. And it's got this, blinking sign. The K keeps flickering in and out as if it's all messed up and old. And we'll get to this in a second. But you are greeted when you walk inside by an older Asian man who I will give you his mugshot. Add him to your case file as well. Old man, probably in his 60s, maybe even 70s. Lots of wrinkles, no facial hair, kind of puckered lips like he just was eating something sour. He's got a dirty suit jacket with a dirty undershirt and a tie. And by dirty, I mean like worn, old, not like he's sloppy or disgusting or anything like that. Old gray, like Mr. Rogers hair. And this is the man that you see at the front desk when you guys get there. And
Right,
actually, both of you can give me insight tests if you so desire. Also, tonight we have salted caramel Twix. These are really fucking good. Yeah. Saw them at the.
I thought you were about to say salted pork flavored Twix.
A weird flavor for Twix.
Salted pork. Okay, so interesting. I thought Silas might get this, but Violet, you.
I might push.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Ooh.
So you actually both know that you guys are in Sector 5, and you know that this area has always been in bad shape since like the late 2010s. But Silas, with your 2 successes there, you both know that this has been an area where there's been replicant activity in the past. But you actually know that in 2019, there was a rogue replicant, an N6, that stayed at this very hotel. You can't quite remember the name of the replicant, but you know that there's been at least one run-in with the law here before at this place. When you guys get through the front and you get to the lobby, the manager is obviously behind the desk. He looks a bit surly and a bit annoyed when you guys come in, but yeah, it looks like it was probably once a nice, expensive, beautiful building, and very much now a dilapidated husk and probably caters to people who can't really afford much else. How do you proceed?
I look at Silas to see if he wants me to talk to him or if he's going to take the lead.
Silas would take his hat off and kind of put it in his hands and look over to Violet and kind of nod her over to talk to him and say, I figure a softer approach would be better.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll come over and put on a nice smile. And
He gives you a bit of a grin. How are you dressed right now, Violet?
I'm not dressed in any like of the doxy clothes, just regular normal, you know, probably like a blouse and a jacket and maybe I think she probably wears pants when she's in the field. I don't think she wears skirts.
All right. He has a slightly less big smile on his face.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't like low cut. Like let's say it's got, you know, it's got a little view.
Well, sure, but you know, doxy
Yeah,
clothes have more of a view.
I didn't come. Yeah, sorry, I didn't come in hooker clothes. All right, next time.
It's too bad. That's what he wanted.
That's what he wanted.
We're picking up on that for sure.
Regardless, I'll try and put the charm on. Say, hello, I'm Detective Lee, and we need your help. Let's see what he says.
His what little smile he has kind of fades a bit when you say.
Oh man!
Say detective.
Yeah, when you can tell when you say detective, and he's kind of like almost leering over the counter a bit, and then he kind of like straightens up and gets even more surly than he might have been before.
All right, there you go. Some people you don't name yourself with, I guess. All right, so I say we're looking into a case. We have a suspect that may have been staying here at your hotel. We'd like to get access to their room.
So when he speaks, he obviously sounds a little on the older side. Voice is kind of a little high-pitched, and he speaks in a little bit of broken English, like not as bad as like someone who's just a direct immigrant, but clearly like obviously English probably not his first language, but he's probably been here a while that he can hold a conversation. Obviously has like a Chinese or maybe a Korean accent. And he says, okay, well, what, I'm not going to attempt that because that's one that I'm not really good at, so,
Safe move.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with doing accents, and anyone who gets upset at that can just fuck off, alright? But I'm not good at that one, so I'm not going to try it. So, if that bothers you, you need to look at yourself. You're the problem. So.
Wow, a touchy subject apparently.
It's
I
stupid.
agree.
It's stupid.
I agree.
Right?
This is
right?
this is about acting and immersion.
Exactly, right? Like if you're doing it to be
Fair.
a racist asshole, then yeah, then you're the problem. But if you're just upset because someone did an accent and it's halfway decent and that triggers you, get the fuck out of here. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Anyway, so he responds and he's like, okay, well, who is it, detective?
A man named Mr. Vale.
He's like, Ellis?
Yes.
He's like, that guy's been here for a couple months. What do you want to know?
We need to investigate his room. We need access to it. Please.
He's like, can I ask why? He's like reaching behind to get like the keys. You can tell he's looking for the key to the room.
He may be involved in a case regarding the Wallace Corporation.
his eyes like kind of widen a bit, and he looks shocked at that. He's like, "Are we talking about the same Ellis Vale?"
I know it might be surprising, but
he gives like a quick description, like, you know.
and I'll nod and agree, you know, with his, assuming he's describing the person I see a picture of.
So some of the description matches. You know, he's like, you know, whatever, dark hair, dark eyes, tall but scrawny. There's other parts that don't match the guy that you have seen.
Oh, interesting. Mr. I don't know if he introduced himself. I know it says Lock
He
Tang,
did not. He did not.
So I'll say, well, Mr. and then
He says,
see if he responds.
he goes, Lock Tang. Tang is fine.
Tang. And I offer my hand to see if he'll shake it.
He looks down at your hand for a moment, but he eventually returns the handshake.
So, sorry, the part that is not matching up is the gangliness?
Well, he's not
Or just
describing like a tall, buff, like well-in-shape guy. He makes
Got
it
it.
sound like the guy's like scrawny, right? But like
Okay.
some of the other physical characteristics match. And after he gets
Right.
done saying that, he's like, yeah, he's been here as he's getting the key. He's been here for a few months. Pays for his room on a weekly basis in advance. Always on time, if you can imagine that. Never causes any trouble. Pretty much always alone,
don't know-
too.
You don't know of his place of employment, do you?
Let me see if he does.
And I'll try to be like a little, like, not informal sounding, but I'll be kind of like a little bit of a close talker to him, you know, kind of see if any of my charm gives on him. Like, I'm trying to keep this just between us, you know, make him feel special.
Hold on, we gotta throw the band hammer down on someone. Boom!
No.
Bye!
What'd they do? Another spotter.
Yep. Irreplaceable courses. Love that guy.
Commodore Zed was rating with a party of 17.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to... Oh my god, what's going on here?
I don't know.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get rid of this fucking thing on my screen, and it won't go away. But thank you for the raid as soon as I... as soon as I can get this off my fucking screen.
Whoa!
Raid, woo!
What's
Get
up,
raided,
everybody?
boys.
There we go. Alright, hold on.
Hello,
Commodore.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commodore.
Oh my god, I can't...
We're experiencing brief technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not usually the one that controls this. So,
Right. We need to get Vanilla or Scar in here. Stat.
that's right.
Well, right now we're playing the Blade Runner tabletop RPG. This is case number 2, Fiery Angels. Set in the Blade Runner universe a few years before 2049, but after the first movie with Deckard.
That is correct.
Yeah. It's still pretty early on.
Nicely sandwiched in there.
I can't... Oh, there we go. Okay, I couldn't see it. All right,
Oh, yeah.
thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Wow, 17 people. Thank you very much, Zed. Really appreciate that. What do you guys play? You guys playing something earlier? I suppose you probably would. But yes, welcome. So our detectives have just gotten to the Yukon Hotel, where they are speaking with the hotel manager here, Mr. Lock Tang. And I'm sorry, what were you trying to do there, Violet?
I was just saying, I try and, you know, do a little bit of close talking and make it look like I'm just, like, kind of keeping it between us.
Okay.
Like, make him feel special, you know.
Did Silas come in with you, or did he stay outside?
I'm there.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I'm letting her lead with the conversation.
Silas, please give me an insight roll while this is going on. And yeah, you lean in there, Violet. And, I'm sorry, did you ask him something? Yep.
I last asked if he knew his place of employment.
Oh,
I think.
high or low?
Hi.
Nice.
He does not.
Dang.
Boo.
One success for insight.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let Violet
Okay.
finish up her questions here.
Yeah, is he taking us to the room?
He's
At
grabbing
this
the key while you guys are talking, unless there's anything
Okay.
else you ask him.
No, I don't want to give away too much,
Okay.
but I will mentally note that there may be a discrepancy with the description, and that causes a
okay.
red flag. I'm assuming Silas caught on that too, and
Yeah, and
something to keep in mind.
while he kind of continues to answer your questions or describe things, he's like, yeah, he keeps a pretty regular schedule, I'd say. I mean, obviously he's got a job unlike most of the deadbeats that come around here. Probably explains why he can actually pay once in a while. Avatar Legends. Well, haven't heard of that one.
Yes. It's
Whoa.
like the Avatar universes, and they have a bunch of different
But 70s
Partial.
infused? That's fucking cool.
I'm not familiar.
70s infused sounds wild.
Fucking hippie anime, dude. Yes, absolutely. It was
So-
all fucking sweet, man, until the Fire Nation attacked, brother.
So, Tank continues. He's got the keys leading you to the room, and he says, "Yeah, he doesn't really. He's usually alone. I guess that was until last night. He had a couple of visitors. Oh, I'm sorry, was it? Yeah, last night, night before. But yeah, his room's right this way. When you are kind of done with that, Silas, your insight test, you can tell that he looks at you with a strange look, and he kind of gives you a once-over when you first came in. And then he does it again as he's walking out from around the desk and past Violet to lead you guys. He gives you another weird look.
I'd try. Silas would try and connect eyes with Violet, as if to kind of see if she's noticed that.
Violet, give me an insight test to see if you pick up on his.
Subtlety.
Yeah. All right, one success.
I also, Chris, I'm just when he mentions that there were other people there, I just kind of keep it cautious just in case they're still there. So I'm not bounding around. I'm just kind of being quiet, and I keep
Oh yeah.
access to my firearm, which is
We
that
are-
on stun.
All right.
We are calm. We are calm. And yes, my shit's on stun. I swear.
Okay. Well, he leads you to one of the rooms. It's on the ground floor, and he opens the door and steps aside for you guys to go in, and you guys get one of our favorite what are they, handouts, a crime scene photo, as they call them.
Sick.
I gotta find the right one though, just a second, and our viewers can watch around. So, if you haven't played Blade Runner before, folks, the actual modules that Free League has released gives you physical components that you hand out to your players to make them feel like actual detectives. And one of the coolest parts
Yep.
are these crime scene photos, which they're supposed to look at and ask the GM what the hell's going on, rather than just making a boring-ass observation roll. So, here is the crime scene that you guys see. So, on the left here, where my cursor is, that is the door you guys come into. And basically, there's a door to your left that leads into a small bathroom. you guys can see the map here on the actual like scene as well. But there's a bathroom to your left, and then around the corner is like a small living room where there's a chair, and there's a the chair is like behind that light, the desk light in the photo, and then across from the chair is a small like credenza with a TV, and then in this corner, to the bottom of the picture, closest to us, is the bed, and there's a nightstand next to that.
This body is there?
Yes, hard to miss. There is a body with a lot of blood underneath it.
Immediately, like, we open the door, it's right there. Or like we're able to see it.
Yeah, you can see the light coming out of the door in this picture. It's directly in front of you on the other side of the room.
Okay.
I put in a call to
immediate-
dispatch.
Yeah. Immediate gun drawn. Look over to Violet. Call it in, and then let's get in there. Cover my ass. And I think after Violet calls it in, they would probably start clearing the apartment space by space.
Both of you give me stealth, and both of you give me observation.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude.
Nicely done.
Didn't even hear me call it into dispatch.
You have 2d12 for stealth? What the fuck?
Yeah, baby.
I got one. Can I have one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, so dice rolls are a little different in this game, folks, if you haven't played. Your skills and your stats are based on letters, A, B, C, and D. And that correlates to a D12, D10, D8, or D6. 6 or more is a success, and a 10 or more is 2 successes. And for some reason, this is off again. Why is this being all weird? Hold on.
What's off?
It's messed up on the...
Dice rolls are off. That's what's off. Fuck me.
Again.
Oh, hold on. Our
Oh.
camera got a little messed up there. There, now you guys can see the whole roll.
Wow.
So,
Kyle.
yeah, Kyle, not great. You pushed, and you got 2 unicorns, which means...
No, I didn't even push. I got 2
Oh, sorry,
unicorns
you didn't
right
push.
away.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
You don't take any damage then.
Yeah, I just opened the door and I'm like, oh, nothing to see here. Might as well just go. Fuck.
Let's put on a little bit of sneaky music. It's the sounds of outside.
Why couldn't I have failed my sneak like that? I would have like.
I feel like the stealth is also pretty important.
So, the two of you begin to move in. Both of you, quiet. Especially Violet, just no sound whatsoever. Silas, you do a pretty good job, but she just you forget she's there for a second. You start looking around, you clear the rooms one by one, and to your relief, you do not find anybody waiting in ambush. Or at least you don't think you do. But as you can see on the map on the screen that I've given you guys, it's a pretty small room. It's basically 2 rooms, that's it, so.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the body then, after we've cleared it.
Okay. So, the room itself, sorry, it's actually room 314, so you're on the 3rd floor, my mistake. It's got a stench of cigarette smoke hanging in the air, obviously permeating the place. And you take a look around. Body's very hard to miss. There's a large pool of blood around its head. It's laying on its back, face up. And when you kneel down to look at him, you tell it's a male, and his head appears to have been crushed, and it looks like his eyes have been gouged out. But even despite these injuries, you can tell that this body is identical to the body you have back in the morgue?
Well, I look at Silas as if we're, probably thinking the same thing here. But this is another one of these mass-produced replicants. Does this look like, body-wise, more of the description that Mr. Tang was?
Give me a medical aid roll, please. More successes, the better here.
Is there a W?
Just Violet.
You can too if you want to examine the body.
Yeah, it's not really.
Oh
Wow.
shit, dog.
It's not really, but you fucking rolled max.
Yeah, I'll let Violet take care of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can assist her, and in this game, when
Okay.
you do an assist, you give her the dice of your skill. So whatever your skill rating is in this skill, she gets to roll that and add that to her roll.
So that would be intelligence. So that would be a D10.
Not your stat, your skill. What is your skill in medical
Oh.
aid?
Oh, a D. So a D6.
All right, roll another d6, Violet. Maybe you get lucky.
Fucking crush it.
Watch him get a fucking unicorn.
Dude, if
Push
you
it to
roll
the
3
limit.
sixes, that'd be pretty hot.
Sorry, this is a little laggy. One sec, guys. Is there a W in his forehead for Wallace?
For winning.
Winning?
Winning.
Wolves not far, bro.
Sorry,
A great
guys. There we go. All right.
Oh, almost.
So
Dang,
close.
So
Dang.
close.
Would you like to push it?
Hey, you want to push? Fish for the
Push
You
it,
know,
six,
it's
reroll.
fine.
Deal?
It is totally fine.
No.
Pussy. Okay. So, it is obvious to you that the cause of death is the massive blunt trauma to the head. When you look closely, the eyes look like they've been pushed in. When you look closer, they're there, but they've been pushed in. They're more recessed than they should be. The body looks fresh-ish, but you're not sure. That would definitely be something you have to have the crime lab take a look at. And you can tell as you look at this guy, this veil is much skinnier than the one back in the morgue. Very thin arms and legs, which leads you to believe this matches the muscular dystrophy listed on his file.
So I'll relay that to Silas. Be like, well, I think we found at least one of the real Elivales here. And you see this here, and I'll point to the arm and some, the legs and stuff. This might indicate muscular dystrophy.
They used him as a base and made a bootleg replicant out of him?
Not saying he's the base, but he could be variants.
Chris, in the photo, that wooden dresser on the ground, is that a blood spurt, like that long shape?
The one in front of the dresser the TV is on?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, there's also,
Okay.
you can see the two, between the two, the one that the light, and in the center of the photo, the two dressers, those are two bloodstains on the floor. And also, it's hard to see in the photo, but on the right side of the dresser in the middle, you can see a bloodstain on the side of it as well.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bit of a struggle in here.
Yeah. Any IDs or wallet on him?
No.
All right. We should get forensics in here before we mess too much up. I'll take a look at the card on the dresser with the black and red logo.
Yeah, you recognize it instantly, Violet. It is a ad or a card of some sort that has the logo of the Wallace Corporation on it. And this is what it looks like. Except it's red, it's not orange like it is here.
Anything written on it on the back or anything?
It's just a like a leaflet. It's like a promotional flyer for Wallace Corporation.
And the newspaper on the ground by is that the bathroom? Is that something to look at?
It is. You recognize today's paper from the Independent Sentinel, which we got to also see in the previous case. And this is a cool one to look at. I know that's hard for our viewers to read there. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit, but...
Yeah, I forgot how to zoom in on these pop-ins. Wait.
Just drag the corner down.
Yeah, I'll make that as big for our viewers to read.
I see. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, we have the web client pop-out feature. Nice.
Yeah, I don't
I
have
can...
it. There we go.
Yeah.
I have...
A little bit more viewers.
You pop it out, but you can't fucking scroll down. All right, this is made by a small indie company.
Yeah, I don't... That's really stupid.
Weird.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I can't... I don't know how to scroll down on this.
Yeah, the pop-out thing is like a mod that somebody made for Foundry, I think.
Well, I have pop-out, but it still doesn't let you scroll on it.
Yeah, I don't...
Weird.
How do you pop back in? That's my question. Is this it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, we got stuff all over the place there. Whoa. Okay, sorry. That's a little too much.
Well, I'm just going to zoom in the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to read some of it. I can read the top. I could read a little bit of it if you'd like for the audience. Independent Sentinel, you're on 0 Nexus 9 convictions incidents. Reports on the rise. It's a picture of Holden. It says the days of Blade Runner retiring a Nexus on site are gone. Deputy Chief Dave Holden, 1 year after the UN's landmark repeal of the prohibition of replicant technology, authorizing Wallace Corporation manufacture a new line of Nexus 9 models. A single N9 has been convicted of a crime. Sources inside City Hall infer that accusations rise. There's been no burden of proof to convict. Dave Holden, Deputy Chief, says, rather than N9s becoming a threat to humans, the reality is the contrary. Accounts of theft, harassment, abuse, and even destruction are disturbingly common among N9s, requiring more severe enforcement of replicant property rights, not to mention N9's limited citizen rights. They're comparing it to the Red Scare. That's that article. And then the other one, Wallace Corp warns of bootleg replicants. In a statement Monday, the Wallace Corporation warns of an increase of reports of unregistered or bootleg replicants produced by black market operators outside the purview of the UN. There's our good friend Quell there. Obviously not excited about this. Doesn't really say much more that's interesting.
Gonna frame this one for the old scrapbook.
Yeah, aside it does say they're sold to organized crime groups and other underworld outfits using stolen or outdated technology without any of the safeguards provided by Wallace's Nexus 9 generation. The rest I can just read the titles. LAPD raids Seawall Shantytown. No suspects in murder of Lilith Tyrell. Unemployment reaches all-time high at 27.9. And look at those rad counts today, guys. Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
through the roof.
Jeez. Oh, I see one that says 420. Blaze it.
Blaze it.
That's near Sector 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can zoom in so I can read the other stuff if it's important.
Yeah, read the Shantytown one. Let's just see what it says.
For the second time in as many weeks, the LAPD on Monday raided the shantytown that is sprung up by the foot of the Sepulveda seawall. The LAPD declined to comment, but sources in the area told the Independent Sentinel that the Rep Detect Unit officers took part in the raid looking for fugitive Nexus 8 replicants. Sources in City Hall declined to be named, claim that the sprawling seawall shantytown has become a hotbed for replicant underground activity in recent months. Rumors say fugitive N8 replicants are ferried out to safe houses outside of the city by boats from the area. Continued on page 12. And then a cool picture of something going on outside of some seawall looking place.
Chris, am I able to tell what's on the dresser there? Is that of importance aside from the Wallace card? Is that it's not a camera, is it?
I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Let me take a look here.
Or it's a lamp or something, I would assume. I couldn't really tell what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I do realize, Kyle, I did mess something up. That line, the first one that you thought was a bloodstain, it's actually not a bloodstain, my mistake. It is a large, maybe, I don't know, foot to almost 2 foot long feather.
Oh no. More animoids.
It is brown and white.
Cow feather.
So at the bottom right of that news article, it says Runsiders Zoological. Like a cool little picture of an owl.
Uh-oh.
Big uh-oh.
Interesting.
And for the
It's like we got something to give a hoot about.
oh my god.
Holden's gonna kill you for that.
Yeah. Now you lose humanity points because it's just my soul is dying.
Promotion! Demoted!
So, the article on Lilith Tyrell in here, I know it's hard to read, but I can read it for you guys. It says the LAPD still has no suspect in the murder of acclaimed memory designer Lilith Tyrell. Police sources tell the Independent Sentinel. The niece of industrialist Eldon Tyrell was found dead in her own memory lab last month. Lilith inherited her uncle's empire after his violent death in 2019. After rogue replicants triggered the massive blackout in 2022 and the subsequent prohibition of all replicant production, the Tyrell Corporation went bankrupt, its assets sold off to the Wallace Corporation. After over decades spent in obscurity, once replicants were again approved for use on Earth last year, Lilith Tyrell appeared again in LA. Setting up a business as a contractor for the Wallace Corporation, she designed memories for N9 replicants and quickly made a name for herself in the field. And looks like a younger photo of her that you see here.
Chris, in this game, I forget what we did last time, but in a real police case, obviously, we wouldn't be touching anything in here. We would be leaving everything where it is. Now, obviously, you can't play that way.
No, you might put on gloves and start looking around before they get there. I mean, you guys are trained in crime scene preservation and,
okay.
Especially like you have a murder here, like time could be of the essence, so you might not be able to wait necessarily for the crime lab. So, you can, and nothing else, you can take pictures of stuff without moving it around with your Kias.
Yeah.
So,
I would take pictures of the crime scene.
Yeah.
And then picture some good pictures of the feather if we're something we're going to have to look into and or match, because that seems like ubiquitous and important. I don't know, Silas, do you see anything else here? There's the coat. Is there anything inside the coat on a coat rack?
No, it's empty.
The dresser that has the lamp on it, there looks like there's a little box on there. Is that of importance?
I don't believe so, no.
Also, I mean, I'll check the drawers. I'll check under the bed.
Yeah,
I'll check the bathroom.
The drawers have, like, what little clothes and belongings he has. I mean, you know, he's not, like, terribly off. I mean, at least he's got a roof over his head. He's got a small wardrobe. And then the bathroom is completely nondescript. He's maybe got a couple personal effects in there, like maybe a toothbrush or something like that, but it's pretty empty. You know, maybe a bottle of Tylenol or whatever the equivalent is in Blade Runner.
Are these... He has like a closet or something in the back of the picture past the TV?
There's not. That's just weird lighting. It's just a solid wall back there.
Okay, gotcha. I couldn't tell if it was like, you know, one of those...
No, his only...
closets.
His, like, only closet would be the dresser. And then across from the coat, out of the corner of the picture, there is a closet over there. But you can't even see it in the photo. And it's just got a couple clothes hanging up.
I don't see any sort of, blood being tracked out or anywhere from the room. There being an awful lot of blood here. It looks as it is in the picture.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he was thrown up against that stuff, or maybe he got smashed into it. I guess it could be someone else's blood too. You don't necessarily know if it's his.
Is he? And I'm unable to tell if he's a replicant.
Oh, you definitely can't scan his eyes with the way they've been like pushed in. Definitely something the crime lab will have to try to do.
Okay. Well, I'll relate that to Silas to say that, the way his eyes have been pushed in, I can't really take a look at him further, so I have to have Coco take a look at add it to his pile.
Yeah, we'll have to take it to coroner.
Medical examiner, not a coroner. There's a difference.
Sorry.
Medical examiner, you actually have to be a doctor. Coroner is just some hick that can be elected.
Is that actually how it works? That's good to know.
That is true. That is 100% true.
Wow.
Going.
Yes. A medical examiner, at least in the state of Illinois, actually is a doctor. A coroner is just some guy that gets elected, and oftentimes in podunk towns, when you go basically an hour south of civilization up here in the north, it's usually a guy who's also the owner of a funeral home. Clearly no conflict of interest there.
I feel like you might have a little bit of a
not
problem with that, Chris.
Still not, because they're all stupid, and they're just country bumpkins. Yeah, this is just James G's corner. How can I help you? Is this the coroner's office? Yeah, it's just James G's corner. Oh, it's your cell phone. Cool. I feel there should be a little bit more professional, considering you're handling dead bodies of human beings, but I guess not.
Should be, but it's a small town.
Small
they don't
indie
have
company.
That kind of, it's a small indie company.
So, yeah, not triggered, by the way.
Good to know. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for the crime scene here?
Yeah, I can't see anything else. I don't know, Silas?
Yeah, we've checked.
Missing?
Yeah, there's nothing under the bed, or like if you lift the mattress, there's nothing like that.
Chris, I want to cut holes into the ceiling and crawl through the ducts and see if there's anything in the pipework.
That's good. I'm glad someone is doing that. Yes. You find one cockroach.
Excellent. Is it an animoid?
It is. It is. Someone bought animoid cockroaches to infest.
I shoot it.
Full immersion. Silas, I almost found a real
them.
cockroach. I was so excited.
I shoot it immediately.
That's another
On site.
point down the drain.
Silas, I would like
it.
to point you to the quote from Deputy Chief Dave Holden. The days of a Blade Runner retiring a Nexus on site are gone. Maybe you should take that to heart.
Proven that statistic wrong. Wrong again. Wrong again, Holden.
Wow.
Literally the day after it's published, you ace a dude.
Yeah, that's
just...
like the. There have been 3 days since the last accident. You just see Holden in his office sighing and changing it to a 0.
And Silas is in the background just clapping.
There's been 1 day since we retired a replicant in public. Yeah.
I'm here to help. Son of a bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'll tell, Mr. Tang said, well...
And he's, Tang is completely shocked. Obviously, he's standing in the doorway and he sees the body, and he's, completely shocked when he sees that, and he's I mean, obviously, he's probably seen shit like this before, considering where this hotel is at, but he's obviously surprised to see Ellis there dead.
You didn't happen to hear any scuffle? I'm just kind of trying to test...
Let me check.
To see if he is covering up.
He says, well, there was some shouting later on that night that he had those visitors, and I saw one person leave in a hurry, like in the middle of the night, but I didn't really get a good look at him.
Can you tell us any other information about these visitors?
Let's see. There was, what, 5 or 6 of them? They came in the night before, yesterday.
Does that seem a little odd? Do people come with 5 or 6 visitors here?
Oh, well, I mean, I've seen all sorts of shit here, man, but, for him, I'd say yeah. I've never really seen him have any friends over or anything like that, so he seemed like kind of a loner. Friendly, cordial, but, yeah, there was some shouting, someone split in a hurry, and then, I saw the rest of them, including Ellis. They left the next morning, and I haven't seen him back since, so I don't know when he got back.
You saw this man that's lying here dead leave?
Yeah, he left with the rest of them.
I look at Silas. Something's not adding up here.
No.
Well, I guess, we'll wait till the forensics team gets here.
Okay.
Or one of us, and hold down the fort and...
Yeah, you would definitely... Someone would have to stay there. If you guys left the crime scene, that would not... I mean, you're free to. I wouldn't recommend it.
Holden would lose his...
Yeah, Ellis, Silas, do you want to leave and go do something more important?
That's really what this game is. It's a test in police protocol that you don't necessarily know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. No, we're here. We're fucking... We're waiting until the wagon shows up.
Yeah, dispatch, she acknowledges your request, Violet, and gets a team sent out. So, that will conclude the first shift of the investigation. So listeners, the game takes place in shifts, kind of like an Alien. Each shift is roughly about 6 hours. There's 4 shifts in a day, and usually things are happening behind the scenes. It's kind of like a countdown for the players as various things are happening, and they have to decide where to go and what clues to follow up, and you basically visit a location each shift and do various things while you're there. So our 4 characters have each done something, and now we go into shift number 2. So the first shift, the morning shift, was the void comp test for Vale, and then the afternoon shift was the when the briefing happened, and that's what you guys are doing right now, the afternoon shift. So now we're moving into night, so we're probably at about the the 6 p.m. to the midnight shift. So the sun is beginning, the sun, quote unquote, is beginning to set, and the neon lights are beginning to illuminate the city. So, what do you all do at this point? We'll assume you have fed this information to your Kias, unless there's anything you don't want to upload to the mainframe, and thus you can share it with your fellow Blade Runners as well.
Yeah, I certainly update the guys on, the key things of information. We went to, investigate the apartment. We found a dead body. We found there's a discrepancy between who is, Vale, and, the implication it has on the, the replicants,
The replicant underground? Or the bootleg replicant?
the bootleg. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the first shift was the morning shift, which was when the briefing took place. So yeah, the shift we just finished was the afternoon. So yeah, now we are beginning the night shift, and then after that is evening.
So it's night already.
It is becoming night, yes. So what would you all, or keep discussing if you guys have more to discuss, obviously.
So just to be clear, like the briefing took the whole shift basically.
It was the briefing and the void comp test. That was
okay.
All of the
Gotcha.
Shift, yeah.
The afternoon or night. Okay.
Yeah, it happened towards the end of the morning shift.
Garrick was late to his shift, so he came in late into the void comp.
Yeah, he's
That was
busy.
a great way to start the day.
Yeah, after getting chastised by his DG back home.
Yeah, chastised and then trying to build his fucking vision board of everything going on.
Oh, that's right. The fucking the Charlie Day.
I don't know what you call you. Yeah, the Charlie Day board of. All right, there's these Black Ops guys, and there's Quell, and
I'm pretty sure that's not a vision board. I think that's something else. But
yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Chat, what is it called when you've got
a case board?
Like a case board with the fucking red
Maybe?
string and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we've still got time tonight. Chat, we normally play from about 8:30 to midnight, so a little pin board. Yeah, that makes sense.
Pin board. Oh, okay.
I mean, we just call it it's our whiteboard or evidence board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shift number 3. Remember, you guys can work 3 shifts before you need to take some downtime. So you guys can do at least one more shift. I know some of you have the talents to do 4. I'll double check. I don't know if the first shift counts
I thought it was-
investigation or not. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh no, first shift of the investigation. So you guys are on your second actual working shift. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that first one, I guess.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know. I'll double check. I'll see what they mean here, but we're not going to get that far anyway. So, shift 3. What do you do?
Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask. We didn't have any of the video at all from the memory orb from Wallace Corp, right?
It's pretty degraded.
Okay.
You're guessing because it's such an old memory, and obviously because it's pre-blackout, there could be issues there. It was damaged. And you don't know whose memory it actually is. That could also indicate why it's messed up.
Gotcha. Okay. I wanted to ask, looking at the Sentinel paper, and I guess from having met her earlier, did Lilith Tyrell resemble Rachel at all? If we didn't see that, that's fine.
You don't have a picture of Rachel. You'd have to investigate to find
Yeah.
one. You don't know what she looks like.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
I bet we could find that in the archives or the mainframe. I assume when you do a void comp test, there's cameras and stuff recording, right?
Yeah.
Well, it does record their eyes, so you can keep track of that. I don't know if it actually does a recording.
Because nowadays, whenever there's an interrogation or a question, in the police,
Oh, sure, yeah.
they record that.
But I don't know if the actual void comp machine does a video recording. And in the old days, it's basically like a portable briefcase. So you could bring it wherever you wanted, and it would at least do an audio recording. So.
But they would do it in like an interrogation room, like we did ours, right? I assume.
Well, it depends. Like.
Oh wait, no. The Rachel one was at Tyrell
it was
Corp.
at Tyrell. So because they're mobile, you might need it because back then that was the only way to figure out replicants. So you might need to do one like at the scene or when you're talking to a witness.
Yeah.
So.
We can still check the mainframe. It might have information on her. We also should hit up Anemoid Road for the 7215 Preston Boulevard. There's a giant fucking feather on the ground, and there's like a little ad for an owl zoologist kind of thing.
There's like...
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, there's maybe an ad at the bottom of that, the Sentinel that was torn away. I think one thing I'd like to do is maybe get a copy. Or wait, what is this from yesterday? Could I get?
It's today's paper.
Perfectly possible. Oh yeah, to check what that little bit is.
Yeah.
Ooh, good idea. Yeah.
That I can give you right now as you discuss because that's easy to find.
I was looking at the materials from the previous thing, and it's like, is it the chess puzzle? That's the only thing that I see on the front page from the other day's edition.
Did you ever solve it?
Did I solve that chess puzzle?
Yeah, there was like a little picture of a chessboard in the original, in the first case.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Here you go.
You definitely can't see that.
Ooh.
Shit, I accidentally X'd out of it. Can you share it again, Chris?
Nope. It's in it's in the case file. You can access it.
Yeah, but I can't zoom into those very well.
Well, try harder.
Zoom into you.
It's an eyeball beauty salon.
It says
Bright eyes.
Beauty Salon. Reveal your true self. And then it has the address. The address. 136 Ember Street in Sector 1. Good eye there, Frog. I thought the rest of the group was going to miss that.
Literally.
Good eye.
But
another fucking point taken from you.
yeah, another humanity point.
Damn it.
I'll see myself out.
I can't believe you would do that again.
Go.
Massive fumble.
Well, I mean, I'd say since Frog pointed it out, I think you should be able to take lead on that one.
Yeah.
Hector, go to Sector 1.
Hector to the sector.
My God, get out.
I can't stop.
You can't say
Sorry.
yeah. No, that one was good. I like that one. We still have to talk to Coco, because by now the
Yes.
autopsy should be done.
And now he's got to do another one.
Keep feeding him bodies. I also I would follow up probably with Iris too. If I get to a point where there's nothing else to do, I might go question Iris, see what she knows. But I would probably go by myself.
Okay.
I'd probably Silas would follow up with the owl feather, I think.
Okay, so you're gonna go to Runsider's zoological.
Yes.
Okay. Sean, what are you doing?
I guess I'll check in with Coco, and if that doesn't take up too much time, use the Esper wall and try to see if I can get faces of who the scrawny Ellis came in with.
It's a good idea. If there's anything around the
Okay.
hotel.
And Hector.
Right.
I think I'll follow up on the beauty salon.
Okay. And
Bright
Violet.
eyes.
I would hop by to see if Iris knows anything more about the bootleg replicants.
Back to the snake pit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's head over back to the crime lab, I think, with our good friend Coco. And Biscuits.
Coco, the medical examiner.
That's right. So technically it's Dr. Coco, but...
Right? Yeah. Having known Coco for probably at some time, do I know if he has any preferences in snacks or anything I can bring him, just as a thank you for helping out and always doing nice shit?
I mean, they don't tell me anything like that, but I'm sure he does. What would he like? What do you think Coco would enjoy?
Ooh, one of those Danish pastry things, you can sometimes get from vending machines.
Okay.
Or what about those strawberry hard candies that grandparents always have?
Does he like Werther's Originals
in the crystal bowl?
Is the Space Pope reptilian? Come on.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dude, I say that one all the time at work, and my boss will be like, I don't know, is he? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Anytime that question is asked.
She's learned now. I've said it enough over the years. She's like, yeah, he is.
Of course.
What's that from, Futurama?
Yeah. Someone said something to Fry, and he's like, is the Space Pope reptilian? Yeah, I want to go. Okay.
Fantastic.
I like
maybe also get something for Biscuits, the cat, too.
Okay. Well, Biscuits is an animoid, so it doesn't really need to eat. But I guess they do have bowls and stuff, so I guess they eat digital food. They don't really explain it. But yeah. So
I'll go out and buy a chew toy. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Yeah. So you because they're not, I guess they're not digital. They are like an android, I guess the best way, but they're like a replicant, but like a level 1 replicant, whereas we're on generation 9 replicants at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it as far as I've put together. Anyway, you go back to the lab. Coco is hard at work, obviously having finished up with the previous autopsy. And as you're coming back, they're probably bringing back the body of Ellis Vale number 2. So now you have 2 people that look almost identical on slabs next to each other. And he's sitting there with a perplexed look on his face, this day's gotten interesting. And yeah, you get the Danish from a vending machine outside. You all know it's just protein. It's not actually a Danish, but it still tastes like one. And it hits the spot. So yeah, he's sitting there and he's drinking his coffee and he's looking his arms are crossed. And he's staring at this next body didn't see this happening on my bingo board today.
Yeah. That's throwing me for a loop. They look the same, except for everything below the neck.
Clearly one of them's a replicant. And he takes a bite out of the Danish. He's like, I know it's not real, but man, tastes damn good.
Okay, it's pretty good. Yeah.
He's like, well, where should we start? I suppose you'd like to see the autopsy findings from Vale number 1?
Yeah.
Right.
Start there. I guess go down the list.
Yes, let me just...
I will pull up my notes tab.
He says, well, now that I have 2 bodies here to compare, I can definitely tell you that, well, even before I start, this is most likely the real Ellis Vale, and he points to the one with the crushed skull. And he's like, the bodies alone give away the muscular dystrophy. This other one, there's really nothing I can find that would distinguish this bootleg replicant from a human. And without this original body to compare, anyone could be a replicant. Kind of scary to think about it, really.
Yeah.
I did find some trace blood underneath Veil number one's fingernails. I've checked it against the records. Nothing's come up in our records. No known criminals, nobody with a record, anything like that.
Okay, but like, just look at the other body with the crushed skull and missing eyes. Like,
he's like, I'm getting there.
oh, okay.
But I'm
yeah,
glad
okay.
you're. Maybe you should help me in the lab because most people wouldn't pick up that. So he says, "All right," and he hands you a little.
You ever need help? Just let me know.
He's actually handing you a petri dish, and he says, "Get a sample of blood from Veil number 2, please, and we'll do a test right now."
Okay, he'll put on like proper PPE and equipment, and then get some blood.
And then he like puts it under a microscope or puts it through a computer or whatever, and he looks at the two. It's a match. Perfect match.
Okay, killed by the guy who took your face. That's pretty horrifying.
Killed by yourself? Do we count that as a suicide?
No, definitely not.
He looks... The only other thing, really, is, just on a preliminary investigation, he's like, Veil number 2 has all the telltale signs of a smoker. And he's like, look, and he holds up the lip. You see his teeth are really yellowed. And he looks to the other one. The teeth are pristine.
Okay.
And, he kind of, he's like, I haven't checked yet, but my guess is Veil number 2 is going to have some pretty nasty lungs, if he is indeed a smoker, whereas Veil number 1, lungs, everything, pristine condition. And, well, we can already tell, looking at the two bodies, the actual physical differences.
Yeah. Okay. So, how would Veil number 1 have the face of what we can hopefully assume is just a regular human?
Well, if he is a replicant, which all signs point to yes, they do make replicants based off of people, actual living people. They do model lines sometimes of important individuals for various reasons. If you've got the money, you could probably request one. At least you could back in the day with Tyrell. I don't know if Wallace does special orders like that. I'm sure they do. All sorts of weird things out there. Replacement for a lost family member. Other weird kinks.
Well, if Veil number 1 is a replicant, then the people who made Veil number 1 had to have some contact with Veil number 2. Because I assume you need some kind of DNA or genome mapping or some sciencey stuff to make a replicant like this.
It depends what they're using, what technology they base their bootleg off of. That's hard to say. I mean, replicant design is fairly complex, just on the simplest level. And if we're talking about old or stolen technology, something that's out of date, but you're on the right track, I think. There's obviously a copy of this individual in replica form.
And Veil number 1 is almost pretty much indistinguishable from human. No way to tell, really. At least medically.
No. No serial number, which, if it's a bootleg, makes sense. You wouldn't have a serial number. Same with a bootleg firearm, right? And yeah, other than the physical difference, which perhaps a poor choice to make a replicant copy of this particular individual, unless you intentionally made an inferior replicant to match the original person. But perhaps subterfuge was not the primary goal here.
Right.
Otherwise, it would make for a poor spy if this was to be some sort of long-term clandestine operation.
And he wasn't passing that void comp test, so it's at least one way to tell.
Well, if you did the test and that's what the results say, then
yeah,
that might be the only way.
Do you mind if I search bale number 2 for a particular brand of cigarettes or any kind of like receipts? Find out where he was purchasing them.
Oh, he's like, by all means.
Yeah, just look for anything.
Takes another bite of the Danish. No, you don't find anything like that.
You said he has pretty bad lungs. Any signs of maybe like cancer or anything?
I won't know until I do the autopsy.
Right, okay.
But
all right.
With that type of yellowing on the teeth, I can guarantee his lungs are going to be black, if not damaged to some capacity.
Yeah. I don't know what a technician at Wallace Corp makes, but they probably can't pay for kind of procedures you'd need if you actually find out you got cancer.
Unlikely, at least unless you're higher up in the food chain. I doubt a simple service tech.
Not a technician.
No.
No.
Would take a life savings. It's pretty rare, too. I mean, Holden's kind of the exception, given his status as a Blade Runner and, you know, in the line of duty and all. Lucky enough to have a workman's comp pension and that sort of thing. So, not to mention working on one of the biggest cases in the city's history.
Yeah. Maybe someone, maybe got some kind of diagnosis and someone offered him a shit ton of money. Give him his DNA. I don't know how else he would get that DNA. Although I don't actually know how replicants are made, so maybe I should ask Wallace Corp. They might know.
Desperate men do desperate things.
Yeah. No one wants to die, so. Alright, well, this has been very enlightening. But also more confusing.
Nature of the job. Should have this done shortly. Should know by the end of the night. And he kind of indicates, for the autopsy he's going to start. And he starts putting on gloves, takes one last bite of the Danish, and he starts getting out a scalpel, and he looks over to Biscuits as you leave, and he's like, "Looks like we're burning the midnight oil again, Biscuits."
Kind of like eye Biscuits and see if like she's tentative if I like reach towards it or them.
Oh, she takes off.
Someday.
Perseverance, he says. One day.
Yeah. One day. All right, you take care, Coco, and then he'll go back up.
All right.
I'll fill everyone in on what I've ascertained.
So, just rules as written. You guys can communicate. Obviously, that's no problem. It doesn't matter because you guys already said you're going to go. but you all have to choose where you're going to go at the start of the shift, and then you guys kind of go simultaneously. So you're not allowed to listen to what someone else does, and then like decide, oh, I'm going to go do this instead. So
Right.
but yeah,
Okay.
you
So then
fill
at the
them in.
end of the shift, I would fill them in.
Well, you can fill them in because it's simultaneous, right? So like by the time you get
Right.
done with this, maybe they're done with talking to their connection or whatever. It's just
Okay.
that like you can't be like, oh yeah, they said we should go talk to Wallace Corporation, so it's like, oh, I'll go do that instead. You can't change what you're gonna do. So
Right.
we can probably get one more scene in tonight before we finish. So Tyler, you're gonna go talk to Iris. Hector, where were you gonna go?
The beauty salon on the newspaper.
Okay, and
The
Kyle,
eye clinic.
Yeah, Kyle, where were you gonna go?
I was gonna check out the owl stuff.
Owl stuff. Okay.
I was gonna take the feather to the.
Yeah. Okay.
Innovoid row.
Let me see. Let me just read my notes really quick here. I gotta check my timeline.
Happy to let someone else go.
I think we're gonna go to Frogget at the Bright Eyes Beauty Salon.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Can't fuck up a roll if I'm not there.
That's a
So-
terrible way to look at it.
Somehow I just saw promotion point disappear off of my character.
So you hop in your spinner and you make your way towards Sector 1, which is where the Bright Eyes Salon is located. And it's a tiny little parlor that doesn't really stand out. It's one of many, many places that offers all sorts of stereoscopic tattoos and like other cosmetic augmentations. Definitely a type of place where you could basically, it's kind of like plastic surgery on the go in a way. Like you can have like minor stuff like that done. And when you get there, I don't think there's a map. Let me just double. Oh, there's a map. Okay. So you can see there's a door that leads inside. You land out on the street, and what do you do?
Sure. I guess I will initially look around. It's just sort of, I'm expecting a typical like strip mall sort of thing, or
Give me an observation roll, please.
right. Observation. I see.
We're on the big map now, yes.
Yeah, we can go to the city map. Central LA.
You know what? It's
Where is
something.
Sector 1?
Upper
Oh,
left.
here, it's up here in the top
Right.
left.
Oh, it's actually right there, listed on it.
It's marked. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. I guess I'm gonna push this.
We can move Hector's token over.
Ooh,
there.
yes!
Got one
Ooh,
success for observation.
Noise.
this still counts.
Oh, he's going.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice.
There we go.
It's a little crooked.
Okay. So Hector makes his way over to the Bright Eyes. Okay, you had how many successes?
Just one.
All right, just a moment. Where is... There's a lot of stuff in this case file.
A lot of shit going on, man.
my notes file is a lot bigger today than it was yesterday. My notes for case 1, like 5 lines.
Y'all got me stressing.
Did that come up as a hidden roll for you guys?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
me.
Okay.
It's question marks.
All right. I realize it's not for our viewers here, but it's because of the
I will close the Twitch.
No, that's
Twitch
okay.
anyway.
No, it's because of the permissions that the camera has. That's my mistake. That's fine. It's not.
Ah.
And what was the other thing I needed? That. Yeah. Okay. So, as you said are you staying in your car? Are you going inside? I'm sorry. You looking around?
I was just kind of scoping it out to start with, yeah.
Okay. As you are looking around, you see walking down the street in your direction a familiar silhouette, and then you see McCoy coming in your direction. Hands in his pocket, his collar's flipped up, trying to stay out of the rain as best he can.
Oh. Interesting. I suppose I'll pop over and greet him and say, "Oh, what a coincidence finding you here."
He sees you and he says, Bantov, right?
That's me.
He's like, yeah, what are you doing here?
We're just chasing down some leads. There's a torn slip of paper that points us to this beauty clinic that was found at Ellis's address.
He's like listening, you know. Do you show him anything, or do you have anything to show him?
I don't think so.
Okay. He's like, oh, well, that makes two of us.
What brought you here?
Talked to a couple people. A couple signs pointed in this direction, so figured I'd check it out.
All right. Seeing as the chief has us working this case together, suppose we should kick the tires and see how things look inside.
He's like, no offense, but I kind of like to do things on my own. Plus, confidentiality of my contacts that led me here and all. And he's like, I can look into your stuff, though, if you want. Let you know what I find out. You said you found something at Vales that led you here?
It's just an advertisement. No info at all on it, other than the address.
You think he's maybe been here, trying to change his appearance or something?
Seems like a likely possibility.
He's like, well, look, like I said, no offense, but I kind of do my best work alone. Let me see what I can dig up for you. I'll give you a call as soon as I'm done.
Naturally, I don't intend on interfering with your questions, but I'm all the same. I'm gonna pop in and ask if they've seen anybody.
Okay, give me a opposed and opposed manipulation test, please.
Okay.
Do you wish to push?
Let's see, and that's one on the big die. You know what? I think I will push the 10 here.
So in this game, folks, you can push. It lets you re-roll any of the dice unless one of the dice came up as a 1. And if you roll any 1s previous or on the re-roll, when you push, you take a point of damage. So in this case, did you reroll both, or did you keep one and just roll the other one?
Yeah, I kept one, rerolled the D10, and got.
All right. And
Two
just like in Alien, you'd have to have more successes than your opponent to win the test. I'm not going to reveal what he rolled, although the viewers can see here. And he says, all right, suit yourself. Convincing argument made. Let's tag along.
Sure.
And he kind of like puts his hands like after you, sort of thing.
Alrighty. I'll pop in, take a look around the shop, and see who's.
Yeah, so we've actually got a map here we can go to, which will activate. Whoops, sorry, that's the hotel. I meant to go here. Activate that. And before Sean yells at me, I know, I'll fix it.
I never yell at you for this. I'm just like, hey, bro, we just can't see.
Bitch and complain. I slave at this computer days at a time for your entertainment.
Okay, I can't win. If I don't say anything, when someone's like, oh, I can't see that, you're fucking like, why didn't you tell me?
All I get is, it's a black screen. This game's terrible. Okay.
Never said those words, but okay.
So, this is the door you walk in over here, Hector. I'll put you on the board here, so to speak, just so we can. We got this awesome artwork Tyler did, and we got these tokens. We might as well fucking use them, right? You are custom. There we go. Whoops. Hector. And we'll put old McCoy in here for you, too. Oh my god, so many characters. Alright, there we go. Okay, so you make your way inside, and this is the front door over here that you guys come through. So McCoy's behind you guys as you walk in. This is the front area. There's a desk right here where you see there is a woman. Why is this not? Oh wait, there we go. Okay, so when you get inside, you see that the front room is it's kind of like a little bit of a lobby, I guess. There is, I think this is the front door. They don't want to tell me, but there's a couch in the corner. You can see right here with a table. Waiting lounge, and then this area here is the actual salon. A couple chairs there people can sit in, and then there's a desk over here that she's got set up. And you can tell there's another room over here on the right, which there's a couple doors on the other side there that lead into other rooms. So you get in, and you see a woman who has dark black hair, and I've got a picture here to add to your handouts. Where is she? Owner, and okay. So this is the woman that you see. Looks like maybe in her late 30s, early 40s. Got quite a haircut, as you can see. Big puff of black hair. Large nose, large lips. She's wearing dark gray clothes. Somewhat fashionable, somewhat trendy. She's got some pretty big earrings, you can see, and very kind of piercing green eyes. And you can see probably underneath one of her sleeves she's got a tattoo of some sort. And when you walk inside, you can see a couple things that catch your eye, especially for you, Hector. You notice there are in the corner on the desk that she's sitting at, there is a very familiar looking glass like case, and inside are these psychedelic blue and purple colored butterflies fluttering around in a glass display case, and they remind you a lot of what you've seen at the Aurelian back in the first case.
Foreboding.
And she turns. She's got a pair of gloves on. Looks like she was working on something. And she's the only one in here right now. And when she turns, she takes off her glasses, and she's like, "How can I help you, gentlemen?"
Hello, my name is Detective Bantov. I came in for a few questions, if you have a minute.
She kind of shrugs, obviously a little annoyed. This is also, I'll show you guys this. You can see that's the building that this is in, and it's at the very bottom, that little red spot. You can see that.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It's part of a bigger building, and that's just a little shop right there that it takes up. Sorry, viewers, kind of hard to show, but give you an idea. The construction of 2049 or 2037, I guess, is where we're at. So, yeah, she looks annoyed. She's kind of interrupting her work, or at least that's kind of the impression you get. And she's like, "Sure, what can I do for you?" And at this point, McCoy walks in with you, and he's kind of looking around.
Yeah. Guess I'll grab the Kia and pull up one of the mugshots of Ellis. It's like, has a man that looks like this entered or left this shop in the recent past?
She takes a look at it. No. Never seen him.
As Hector is gonna kind of stand over and stare at the butterflies for a bit. It's like, these are some interesting animoids. Did you get them locally?
She's like, "Well, I sure as hell didn't have them imported."
I've seen these before. They seem to be common amongst folks that aren't so willing to work with the LAPD, and I understand that. But we're looking for a murderer here, so if there's anything that you can do to help this investigation, it would be very appreciated.
She kind of looks at the butterflies, and she's like, "Okay, what do you need?"
Well, if you haven't seen it, I guess he sort of paces around and kind of stares in thought for a bit. Like, what would be the purpose of coming to this shop if not to alter his appearance? Well, I guess maybe I should start by asking, what sort of services do you provide here?
She kind of rolls her eyes like she's annoyed she has to explain it, but she's like,
Yeah.
It's like any other beauty place, detective. People come in, they want a little bit of a lift, tattoos, changes to their appearance maybe a little bit, be somebody else.
And that's mostly eye and hair color, that sort of thing? Not like a full facial reconstruction?
Well, I mean, not like a plastic surgeon or anything, but there's a few things here and there that I can do, But no, not like a full facial reconstruction. I don't have that kind of gear here.
And do you run this shop on your own?
She's like, I've got another, tech or two that works, She points to the chairs. You kind of get the impression, kind of like at a salon, like each stylist has their own chair, their own station.
All right. And have you been in working the past, say, 3 days?
Yeah, I'm here most days. Someone's got to run the place.
Like, trying to build a timeline in my head. Like, we don't really have a... It's like, I think we know when he was killed, but not necessarily if there was anything. Anything for, like, when so-and-so, our mysterious perpetrator may have turned up. So, I guess I'm clearly flagging, so I look over to McCoy and sort of gesture do you have any idea?
McCoy's just got his hand in his pocket still. He's just been looking around, and then he turns towards her and he says, what about any suspicious individuals? Maybe people that don't want to be found by people like us? And she kind of gives him a weird look, and she's like, no more suspicious than any of the other weirdos I get every now and then. It's like, you sure about that, miss? And he just gives her a really long stare, and she, you can tell she's like a little uncomfortable. She's like, no. And you see McCoy looks at you for a moment. Give me an insight test.
Oh, God damn.
I got 3 on that one.
You can tell that, he is losing his patience very quickly. And he's giving you that look like, we need to put some more pressure on this person. She's not telling us something.
Well, I don't really have a timeline for what happened. And I guess I'll take him aside and kind of say that it's definitely possible that this was more an exit plan for our perpetrator than it was, he's maybe didn't get here by the time he was intercepted at Wallace Corp. I could see something like that of this rogue replicant. I'm whispering to him, so
Sure.
So we're not
Yeah.
obviously talking about case details in front of this lady. This rogue replicant created with Ellis's face to begin with, because this isn't that high-tech a place, I don't think. And I guess I can try to suss that out. He's not a tech guy, but it's not that high-tech a place. He could have been just looking to slap on a fake beard, change his eye color and hair, and get off world or whatever. Scoot on to whatever his next mission was.
He leans in and he says, look, kid. The reason I'm here, this word on the street is, this lady's a replicant sympathizer. She works with the underground. She's hiding something. She knows something about what we're looking into, I'm sure of it.
He takes a beat and then turns back over to the lady and was like, "You sure there's no one else that's come through that we maybe should look into, or maybe there's another lead, a shop that could do something like a facial reconstruction.
She's like, I told you, no. Like, I can do some basic things, sure, but like, I can't do a entire like face replacement. And then, you know, she's like about to say that, and McCoy's like, all right, lady, look, you're gonna spill the beans. I know for a fact you're connected with the underground, so unless you want to spend a couple nights in the cell and I throw away a key, you're gonna start talking. And you see, when he says that, like, his voice takes on this very sinister tone, very, very threatening. You can tell that, you know, he's, Vanilla, what's up, man? Good to see you. He's definitely, like, trying to intimidate her. So I'm going to roll for that really quick. Resisted with insight, I believe, in this game. And to your surprise, she actually doesn't really back down. And she says, all right, look, unless you've got a warrant for my arrest, officer, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I got nothing else to say to you cops. He says, that's what I thought you were going to say. And he knocks over like a vase on one of the tables next to her, next to him, and he just like throws it across the room, and it just like shatters into a million pieces. And you see she like stands up, and she gets, you know, obviously like a little heated at that. And he's like, now, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this my way. You start talking, or I'm going to tear this place apart, and I'm going to find whatever you're hiding. And for a moment, she kind of like bites her lower lip, and she is kind of looking at him like, I don't know. And basically, he starts roughing her place up. Like, next he like kicks over a table, knocks all like a tray of like various utensils all over. She doesn't budge. Then he like smashes a mirror that shatters into a million pieces. She doesn't say anything. Do you do anything, or you let him do his thing?
I think Hector sort of like plays good cop a bit of like, hey, McCoy, come on, you can't just be smashing up this place. Remember, like, can't have a repeat of what happened last time.
Are you trying to put on an act, or are you actually trying to get him to stop?
I think it's a bit of an act.
Okay. Perhaps he picks that up, or maybe he just doesn't care if you are trying to stop him. And the beards are on point. Thank you, Vanilla. They really are. Sean's got a new webcam, so he's coming in 4K.
Oh, yes. Is that what that was?
Very crisp.
Very crisp. He continues to escalate the situation and trashes a few more parts of the salon. Do you do anything? she seems to be pretty resolute. Doesn't seem like his intimidation is working, but he's getting progressively more violent and extreme.
Yeah, I think I do kind of ramp it up and try to stop him here, and like initially with a friendly like, hey, McCoy, calm down. We can puzzle this out.
All right, give me a manipulation. It's a lot of dice.
That's pretty good.
Got 2.
You happy with that?
You know what? That's 2 on 1 die. Yeah, I'll push the other die. Why not? Let's give it a shot.
Oh, the unicorn. So when you push and you
Got
get a
me.
unicorn, you take a point of damage. In the case of a strength or agility test, you take a health point of damage, which is called damage in this game. In the case of a empathy or intelligence test, you take a point of stress, which is a point of damage to your resolve. In the case of a replicant, they always take pushing damage to their resolve. So you'll take 1 point of resolve damage here. If you hit 0 health or 0 resolve, you become broken and roll on a critical table, mental and physical damage. But he does, like, he's about to like smash something else, and he you can kind of see like he calms down just ever so slightly, and he's like, "We'll be back." And as he storms out, he slams the door so hard that the glass on the front cracks.
Or lets out a deep sigh, like, fucking maniac.
And she's got her arms crossed. She says, "Protect and serve, huh? Get the fuck out of my shop."
And Hector follows McCoy out.
All right. At this point, he's lit a cigarette, and he's walking back in the direction he came, with his other hand back in his pocket.
I let him go. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Really?
Fuck that guy.
He seems like a great dude. Okay. Well, what do you do after that?
Well, what do I do? I guess I could try to get in touch with Styles and see if he knows anything, or like would confirm Replicant Underground connections. I guess I don't know if that necessarily matters, but
you're done here,
if he's
right?
heard anything. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done here,
Okay.
unless
All right.
somebody walks by trying to start a fight.
No. Okay. Well, McCoy disappears back the way he came, and you hop in your spinner and obviously head off to wherever it is you're going to go next, while the others are working on what they're working on. So we're past our time at this point, so we're going to call it for tonight here, folks. We're normally here every Saturday night, about 8:30 to midnight Central Time. We won't be here next week because it's Gen Con. I'm actually going to be running some Blade Runner at Gen Con. Got 2 tickets left if you're interested, and a bunch of Walking Dead as well. And some of the other guys will be running some games too. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, which I think is like the 8th-ish of August. Probably got another 2-3 sessions of this lined up for you. And then we're going to have Season 2, our very first Season 2, I guess, in a way, of our Shadowrun game that we did about a year or 2 ago called Pay Data. So if you like Shadowrun, that's where we're going to be going next. Keep the sci-fi going, and then we will also eventually have other things: Warhammer, Alien, and other good shit. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you guys for the raid once again. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for staying. There's quite a few of you still here, so really appreciate it. Check us out. We're the Neon Swamp is the name of our Twitch channel, and our podcast main channel is called Dragon's Greed Gaming. We do all sorts of actual plays for RPGs, and it'll actually be 5 years in October, so we've got quite a big catalog. We've got a website, dragonsgreedgaming.com. You can check out all of our shows there, and pretty much all of them are available in podcast or video format. We just recently started doing the Twitch stuff about a year ago, so most of our video stuff is just audio on YouTube. But if you'd rather listen on YouTube than a podcast, we've got you covered. So we've done Warhammer, we've done 40K, Merkbor, Walking Dead, Blade Runner, tons of Alien. So lots of good shit to check out. So thank you all so much for stopping by. And listeners that are listening right now, thank you very much. As always, we will be back. Same time, same place. Nighty night.